Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another stream. It is time for GKR 2025 EMEA Brawl Stars Circuit, and I'm your host, Panicast. It is match day number 4, and we are going to be doing Heist today. That's all of our sets, best of 3, going to be on Heist. And our matches are going to be between Experian NXT versus Popper Supermassive, followed by Reverso Gaming versus Reply Totem. Then we have the monthly finals champions Eclipse Art Esports versus Dark Eagle. Then LC Esports versus FA Schnitzel, FA Sniggets versus SK Gaming, and finally Humble versus IDI. I hope you guys are excited for this. I am definitely excited for this, and I am sure that the teams are as well. We got quite a lot of matches, which is 6 of them. It's not Heist, sorry, it's Hot Zone. I can read. Yes, it is going to be Hot Zone today. I have actually made notes, guys, so my bad for actually saying that wrong. It's going to be Hot Zone today. We're going to have Dueling Beetles followed by Open Zone followed by Ring of Fire. And they did ask us for caster predictions earlier on. I predicted NXT winning it over Popper Supermassive, Totem winning it over Reverso, Eclipse are winning it over Dark Eagles, LC winning it over Schnitzel, SK winning it over see, I am confused by that logo, but SK winning it over FA Sniggets and Humble winning it over IDI. I think that there is a common consensus here, except for the first 2 matches. We see some of the other casters going for Popper Supermassive winning it, and also Pew trying to be contrarian here, maybe because he's a Frenchman and it is Reverso, which is a French organization. They have done amazingly in the past, so especially in the last monthly finals as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do take the dub. I think all of these predictions are pretty solid across the board for all my other casters here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it going this way or the other way as well. Just getting a little comfortable here. It's going to be fun. So I don't know if you know what the maps are, and I will tell you what the maps are in a second. Let me just bring them up. So I said Dueling Beetles followed by Open Zone followed by Ring of Fire. Wait a second. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Dueling Beetles followed by Open Zone followed by Ring of Fire. And in Dueling Beetles, we do have some of the meta picks which I can talk about with you guys. The most picked brawler is Melody, with the win rate being 54.17%. But the brawler with the highest win rate, and not pick rate, but the highest win rate is actually Ollie, coming in at 91%, with quite a huge pick rate as well. 11 times in almost 40 scrims. It's insane. Am I streaming on Twitch? I'm streaming on Twitch and on YouTube as well. And when we double it up, there's a 100% win rate for B and Barry, 77% win rate for Gray and Hank. And if we triple it up, the composition that wins the most here is actually 8-Bit, Stu, and Hank. But obviously, getting 3 of these brawlers to get it a win is kind of hard to say. But anyway, forget about that. We're going to get into our first match of the day, which is going to be Experian NXT versus Popper Supermassive on Hot Zone. Now, Experian NXT in the last match day were no show, and they lost Popper Supermassive in the upper bracket of the monthly qualifiers. Though they managed to win it, they managed to qualify for the monthly finals by beating Team Heretics. But in the first round of the monthly finals, they ended up losing to Foot Esports. Popper Supermassive, on the other hand, after winning against Experian NXT, they went on to lose to Reverso in the upper bracket of the qualifiers and Foot Esports in the lower bracket of the qualifiers, and actually failed to qualify for the monthly finals. So they haven't had the best performance in the past month or so, and I think that they want to change this going forward. Like I said, the maps are going to be on Dueling Beetles, Open Zone, and Ring of Fire. So we have to be prepared for a lot of chaos here. It's It's honestly unprecedented. Experience NXT have some really good players. Arthur, Texic, Amos, all of these guys are really showing us how good they actually are. And the reason as to why they're being picked up by Esports Player One for Foundation, Arthur is so good in a plethora of different circumstances. So it's not surprising to see why a lot of people think that he's going to be the next big name in esports. Texic and Amos as well, just they round out the whole composition. There are times where this team is a bit nervous at the big leagues, but I think that with more appearances and they get a little bit more experience under their belt, they're not going to be as rusty, or maybe not rusty. They wouldn't be as nervous. They wouldn't fall to the pressure which happened in the monthly finals, but maybe they can come out on top. Whereas Papa Supermassive have a lot more, I would say, experience under their belt. Tom Z, Salty Filippo, we've known these people in the esports scene. They were previously in the tier B, now they're in the tier A. So they're in the big leagues now. They have a lot of experience under their belt. So if you put them in a very difficult spot, they will not really buckle under the pressure. Sure, their experience in the recent past hasn't been that favorable, but I think this team has the legs to make it all the way. I have a question for you, chat. Have you started playing Supercell's latest game called Moko? And if you haven't already, why have you not started? That's very, very important. You guys should start playing Moko. It's very fun. So if you haven't already, please get ready, play Moko. Go to Twitter, check out Join Moko. You get invite codes. I believe a lot of content creators put up invite codes for 24 hours. So make sure you do that. And obviously, if you're gonna buy anything in any of the Supercell stores, make sure to use code PAN in the Supercell store. I would appreciate it. So first up is Dueling Beetles. And if we talk about brawlers that have picked up a lot in Dueling Beetles, your Melody, it has a lot of breakthrough potential with its hypercharge. Mr. P is just so oppressive. Teams that have underestimated Mr. P have paid the price. But then again, it isn't a 100% win rate. It's just very annoying. Penny's another brawler that is also quite annoying because it's hard to get to the point where you can take out its turret. But then again, you have Hank, who's one of the best brawlers right now in the meta. Lou as well just puts your ice rink down, and it's just hard for brawlers to really get into the mid of things. B is great on lane. It's has very long range. It can slow people down. With its hypercharge, it's even that more of a threat. Ollie is so great because you see lots of Franks being brought into this along with Dracos and a lot of tanky opposition. So when you bring in that Ollie, it kind of confuses the enemy as to how to play around it, because if you don't really consider how good Ollie is at distraction, then you might not really be making a big dent. It can take out Franks, it can take out anything if the team makes a concerted effort to play together. Was what pre-recorded? I said everything live. And we're going to go into our pick and ban phase right now in the draft. Bans are in. They're going to be Barry, Draco, Poco, B, Stu, and Barley. First pick from the side of Papa Supermassive, going to be the Lou. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, Lou is good for choking down the mid. It's going to be hard to really move up against this PSM side if the Lou is there. Mr. P is going to be coming out. I feel like it's a no-brainer pick to get Mr. P if it hasn't been banned out. Melody is still available. You could see people go for Melody. Ollie is also still on the on the chopping block rather. On the docket is what I meant to say. Bell is going to be picked up, and Ollie comes out. So these are quite common sense picks. Though Bell is a little bit of a pick which is off of left field. We don't see it being picked up as much here. But Ollie is here as the second pick for Papa Supermassive. They are going to double down here with a Byron here. So Byron is an interesting pick. You have the anti-heal. You have a lot of heal coming in for Ollie. Ollie can be that much more aggressive here, as Xperia and NXT have the last pick. Now, considering the fact that they have a Lua and Ollie along with the Byron, I don't think that they're going to go for a tank, especially since the Barry's already been banned out. So you're going to get something more of a moderating influence, and they go for Jesse instead. Jesse has the ability to slow down people coming around the walls. There is no way to really address the Jesse turret if it's right up against the wall on the hot zone for Papara Supermassive. So I like this Jesse pick a lot. I think it's going to do wonders for them, but it's going to be hard initially to get control of the mid and to actually farm up the Jesse super and the Mr. P porter. I feel like once Mr. P gets his porters up, it's going to be huge for that team. We're going to go into game number 1 between NXT and Supermassive. So far, it's looking pretty good as Felipe goes in with the gadget here. He takes 1 kill down. He does manage to get Arthur stunned here, but Arthur should get the kill. No, there is going to be a trade, and Arthur used his super in defense here, so it's not in a good spot, but Salty is going to get his ice rink up. He gets a kill on the Tex as well. That's huge, and the ice rink is on the mid as well. So right now, Papara Supermassive in a great spot. We knew that they were going to have early control. They have it at 53% to 2%. That is huge. With the turret not being on the right side of the map and the fact that Mr. P doesn't have porters up yet, it's looking really good for Papara Supermassive as they keep on inching up. They should get to that 100% mark really soon, chat, with about 22% left and an 80% difference. It's now or never. It seems like NXT still don't have their hypercharge. I mean, their super hypercharge for Mr. P. There is a super coming in from Filippo. He gets a little bit of interactions here. Not going to get too much. There is a hypercharge super, and that should be enough for Salty to just walk in and take that first game with dominance. I really like the way Papara Supermassive play that one, though I have to mention that Xperia and NXT do have the ways forward to come back in this one, but they have to be more concerted with how they are able to get their turrets up, because they have an Ollie that they're facing, so it shouldn't be all that hard. We're gonna go into the second game here. NXT took the L in the first one, where Supermassive took the win, and this time there are better connections being made by Arthur at the start. He is going to be focused now, and that's exactly what Filippo does. He goes in, he is going to give Arthur to his team to clean up. He's going to try to find Tex, he does, and he finds a team wipe, and that is a great start for Papara Supermassive, with Filippo just predating on that grass there. It's going to be very, very difficult for NXT to move back onto the point here, chat. Filippo once again using the gadget to go in. They get the kill onto Arthur next, and it's a 50% lead almost for the side of Papara Supermassive. Amos aren't really making a dent with that belt pick at all for Papara, sorry, for NXT. On the left hand side, Arthur or Tex, neither of them have their super yet. As Filippo goes in once more, he uses the gadget, he gets the stun on both of them, he gets another super, he's able to cycle it, he's able to get another kill, and there is another kill onto Arthur. A complete team wipe, and Papara Supermassive, going from strength to strength, are going to be able to take this first set in style. They are not at all going to be denied. Papara Supermassive firing all cylinders, taking set number 1. Oh my god, that was crazy. I just didn't expect it to be that dominant at all. It was crazy how good Papara Supermassive were in the series of circumstances. I felt like it would not really work out for them at that level, but it did. One second, chat. Jesse doesn't seem like a great pick here. I felt like it might have done better, but they just weren't able to connect those shots to get the super up. I don't think Jesse even got hypercharged. Mr. P got a turret once, but wasn't able to get a hypercharged turret at all. So you just didn't get that value that they were looking for Xperia and NXT. I understood what they wanted to do. I wanted to see them cook, but it just didn't work out. I really did not like that belt pick, I have to say. And I guess that is a reason why it hasn't been picked up, and its win rate isn't all that high either. I'm not sure about that, Demian. We're going to go into our second set. It is going to be open zone. I haven't seen open zone in a while, but we do have Melody being picked out the most, followed by Janet and B in a lot of the EMEA scrims. And double picks, which we see the most often, are B and Carl, along with B and Stu, and Poco and Max. So you're going to probably see some tanky shenanigans here and there. Hank is definitely a huge threat on this map, with an 85% win rate when you get him with any other brawler in this nucleus. It's crazy how good he is. You get him with a Max, you get him with a Lou, you get him with a Byron. You just are able to do so much with that Hank. So I wouldn't be surprised to see either Hank shenanigans or Hank bans coming out from all the teams here. I mean, why wouldn't you ban Hank? It's an open-ish map. Hank is going to be able to get super at around the point where you need to get a team wipe. So I think that it's just too good of a pick to pass up or to not ban if you haven't already banned it. So they definitely need to consider that. Some other compositions that you could see are Barry with the Hank. Obviously, Barry has one of the best healers, is the best healer right now. With the Lou as well, you could just like shut people down by completely muting them out. So I think that is a decent option as well. Ollie, we saw how good Ollie was. Ollie, though, with the Melody, has a very low win rate, though the pick rate is quite high. So that's something to consider. I think that you either need Melody or an Ollie for those pop-off scenarios. We're going to go into our draft. The bans are going to be Mr. P, Poco, Hank, Lou, B, and Meeple. Poco is also a really good option, which is why we see it being banned. Hank is banned, Mr. P, Lou. So all of the very, very annoying brawlers to play around have been removed from the equation. Byron and Janet's going to be picked up by Popper Supermassive. Stu's the first pick coming from Experian NXT, though the first pick overall was from the side of Popper Supermassive. Ollie's going to be picked up. We've seen how good Ollie is. It's going to be great to shut down opposing brawlers like Frank, who can be very debilitating in the meta. Belle's going to be picked up. We know how much Experian NXT like playing this Belle pick, so not surprised to see it, though it has a 75% win rate, so there is some merit to that Belle pick. The last pick for Popper Supermassive is up next, and they could go for something to shut down Ollie. Maybe even a Meeple, actually. You know, Meeple's been banned out, chat, so I'm sorry about that. There are still options here. They go for Frank instead. So it's going to be Ollie versus Frank. That's going to be the major battle here. Belle's going to be marking up the Frank. I think the Ollie can do pretty decently against the Frank. Stu as well is just so good as an assassin option against something like the Byron or the overall team. So I think that this is a good comp on both sides. It really comes down to the execution of it. We're going to go into game number 1 here of the second set. Popper Supermassive took the first one. Frank is going to be great because he just gets on the mid here and is just able to assert dominance by just existing. He has so much of HP. He's just a sponge. But that's also going to be a double-edged sword because that's going to give Popper Supermassive, or rather, they're going to give NXT a lot more of their supers and hypercharges and whatnot. As Talenty once again walks into the mid here. It is a 30 to 14% game, as there is going to be a super used on Arthur. He gets taken out. Good job by Tomsy, though he has been marked down here. Gets taken out, and Amos is able to go for a mano a mano against Filippo, though Tex is there to pick up the slack. As Filippo goes down, Salty takes flight here. Can Salty do something? And he doesn't really manage to do much other than rotate to the other side. Tomsy is threatening with his hypercharge, gets taken out. There is a super used by Arthur, but Salty is able to take flight at the right time as Filippo gets a kill on Arthur. Now Salty in a very difficult position. He gets taken out by Amos, but now Amos has to survive. He gets taken out. There is a shot from Arthur onto Tomsy, and Tomsy falls, and now Tex and Arthur are on the mid. There is a slight lead of about 15-16% by the side of Experience NXT, as there is another kill confirmed by Salty onto Arthur. Now Tomsy is trying to make a concerted effort to go into the mid, get a little bit more of that possession, as there are heals coming in from Filippo. Tomsy's still alive. He gets the kill onto Arthur, but finally does fall by the wayside. But it just seems like in terms of control, it's looking all Experience NXT. Though Filippo is able to get a lot of those good taps here, Arthur able to dodge that shot. He's able to dodge it, and he's able to get the control of the mid, and that is going to give Experience NXT the win in this first game. That's going to give them a little bit more confidence as they go into this next one. They definitely need it. Dude, Arthur is so young. Oh my god. New talent in PS Esports. He's going to be a name. He's going to be a face that people have to recognize, and this team needs to be reckoned with. We're going to go into game number 2 of Popper Supermassive versus NXT in the second set. Big taps coming in. Arthur going to be jumping in, but he doesn't make the connection onto Janet there. Tomsy gets a lot of heals from Filippo. That's going to allow him to stay alive for much longer. He gets a kill on Arthur as well as a result. Gatsby popped by Filippo. Gets some value. Arthur going in on a Filippo here, should be able to get the kill. He does find the kill there. Doesn't take any damage whatsoever. Salty going to be going down by Amos here. It is a pretty even Stevens game here, though based on how it was played last time around, I really think that NXT have the goal here. Though Amos gets taken out by Filippo's Chug Splash, and that is terrible. I know I said Chug Splash. I know it's Fortnite. I'm sorry. We're gonna go into the second engage here. Tomsy's still in the mid, getting a lot of heals, though the gadget was popped for Amos. Instead, Amos is gonna go in here. He's gonna get the fire damage off on a Filippo. Can he get the kill on Filippo? No, that's not gonna be the case, as Tex tries to clean him up. He goes for it. He used the hypercharge instead, and there is gonna be a gadget used by Arthur. Arthur is able to help his team get the trade there, though Salty gets the final kill and is on the hot zone. So this is a very good situation for Popper Supermassive to get back in this game. They have control of this mid here. They just need to stay on. Filippo is going to be able to heal up Tomsy to keep him and give him that sustain that he needs, but Tomsy gets taken out. Arthur goes in, but a bit too egregious in that interaction there. There are going to be taps, but Salty is still alive with the slide for health in his name. Takes flight. Can he get the kill though? He does help Filippo get the kill on the Amos. There is a stun coming in. Arthur jumps out of the way. 81% and 73%. Very well played by the side of Popper Supermassive. Lots of shots coming in by Tech. Arthur tries to go in. There's a kill onto Amos. Salty has a hypercharge. He goes on the mid. Tex pops his own hypercharge. Gets a lot of shots. A flurry of them, in fact, onto Salty. Gets a kill as well. Despite Tex's best efforts, Popper Supermassive come out on top. Take that dub as well. Oh my god, that was crazy, chat. I think that it might go either way, but right now, Popper Supermassive are on match point, and if they win this next game, that's going to be enough for them to take the entire competition today. So obviously, NXT is not going to let that happen with them lying down. You're going to see them going in aggressive, and that's exactly what they do. Salty gets taken down by the combined efforts of Tex and Amos, and now Tomsy isn't even on the mid here. He's on a very different sort of strategy this time around. Good heals coming in, but Tomsy gets taken out by Tex. Salty finds the kill onto Amos, and now Tex is the only one on this team. He's trying to find those shots. He is lining them up against Salty. Can he find the last one? No. There are a lot of heals coming in from Filippo onto Salty to keep him alive, and that is allowing Popper Supermassive to stay back in this game. Hypercharge being used by Tomsy. Another gadget being used by Tex to stay alive. Arthur to stay alive. He gets taken out nonetheless by Tomsy. And Popper Supermassive claim control of the mid once more, chat. It is a little bit of a stalemate, but a small lead for the side of Popper Supermassive. As Salty takes flight with a hypercharge, he gets a kill onto Arthur. Amos is the next to fall as Salty tries to find his next victim. Not able to do so, but pushes back Tex sufficiently. Tex, though, has a hypercharge to his name and is definitely going to look to get that mark off onto one member of the team. Obviously, he wanted to be Tomsy, but he goes for Byron instead, so Filippo is going to be marked. Tomsy gets taken out. Arthur going to go in. He tries his best, but he does finally fall. And Arthur has not been getting the value that he's been looking for. I was singing him praises, but he's not doing what I thought he was going to be doing. Tomsy goes in with a hypercharge, finds double stuns on both Amos and Arthur. It's 79% and 43%. It's looking really good for the side of Popper and Supermassive. Amos goes in. They are able to find the kill. Tex on Filippo. Now Salty is on the right-hand side. Tomsy, Big Man Frank, is back on the spawn here. Or is it back on the mid? He tries to get back onto the point, not able to do so. As Salty takes flight, he should land next to Arthur. Finds the kill, maybe? Yes, no, actually Arthur finds the kill instead. Ooh, Filippo with the splash here onto Arthur is able to find the kill there. And Tomsy is just going to be walking in here with all the heals in the world and a hypercharge coming in for Popper Supermassive Salty. It's all but over as NXT take the L and Popper Supermassive take the dub today in this one in a 2-0 sweep against Experian NXT despite my predictions, chat. And that's what I like to see. I like to see teams come in up and winning despite predictions and the community being against them. That was beautifully played by Popper Supermassive. Congratulations to the team. Commiserations to Experian and NXT. That is definitely going to hurt them and make them feel quite bad about it, because in the last match day, I don't know if you guys remember or not, it was Experian versus Popper Supermassive, and Experian was a no-show last time. So they've lost 2 matches on a head-to-head against Popper Supermassive, and that's going to definitely hurt them in the long run. We're going to go into a small break of about 3 minutes, and I'll see you for Reverso versus Reply Totem after the break concludes, chat.
To the B-side. down to the B side.
Sorry, I was muted. My bad. So, I was mentioning, hello everybody, welcome back to day 4 of the GKR 2025 EMEA Brawl Stars circuit. Today is match day number 4. I was talking about how Reverso managed to make their first monthly finals appearance this month. They got there, they earned that spot by beating Popar Supermassive in the last round of the lower bracket, but that was after taking the L from Eclipsar Esports in the upper bracket. Totem, on the other hand, lost to Eclipsar Esport in the monthly qualifiers, but managed to qualify for the monthly finals only to lose to Eclipsar Esport again in the first round. Now, that doesn't mean much because they're going to go up against Reply Totem, and Reply Totem's going up against Reverso. So obviously, these are different matches, different matchups as well. Reverso has been showing us how they're getting back into form. Ness, Ondi, Roop are just so good right now in understanding the meta and really playing together as a team. Reply Totem, on the other hand, have fallen off a little bit. They are very rusty. Obviously, they have a new member for iChaos. They took in Angel Boy, and it's going to be teething issues. It's still early days for the side of Totem. And we have seen in the past where they have had a rough start, but they managed to come back and qualify for the World Finals, beat Stamina Esports in the 2021 World Finals. So, you know, you can't really write them out. It's too early. It's early days. But right now, I think that Reply Totem are definitely talked about in the same breath as teams like Experian and Reverso. They have become underdogs. They aren't the force that we used to think about when we saw the team in green. So they really need to pick up their socks right now, this Reply Totem side, if they want something concerted, if they want those results. Right now, they aren't performing at that. But these third-party tournaments are exactly the sort of arena where they have to come in and perform and show us that, you know, they need that sort of respect on their name that they haven't been getting in the last few months. And I think with this side of Maru, Mori, and Angel Boy, they can definitely get it done, though they have a very, very long path ahead of them. For people just joining us, We already finished our first match of the day, which was Experience NXT versus Papara Supermassive. Papara Supermassive performed beautifully. They played as a team. They got both of the sets wins. They lost only one game. And Experience NXT weren't really playing as a team. It was a bit disjointed. We saw some pop-off moments here and there, but they were too focused on the lane matchups and less focused on trying to ensure that they played together as a team. And as a result, they took the L against Popper Supermassive. So hopefully both the teams now Reverso and Reply Totem play concertedly as a team, as a complete unit. Otherwise, it's not going to go well like it went for Experience NXT. We're going to go into our match right now. It's going to be a hot zone for people who are uninitiated and unacquainted. We have Dueling Beals followed by Open Zone and finally Ring of Fire. Hey, Maru isn't in a dungeon anymore. Popper Supermassive really looking good. I think they just had a rusty run in the last month, but now it seems like once the meta discovery has been a bit more established, we see some of the more experienced teams coming out to the fore and showing us why they are some of the better teams in the world in EMEA. To reiterate, Ollie, highest win rate. Ollie has the highest. Sorry, Ollie has the highest win rate of all the brawlers right now in this specific map with a 90% win rate, followed by Juju at an 85% win rate. Then we have Draco and Frank coming in at a 77% win rate, along with B as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see these brawlers being picked up. Hank is another one which we can possibly see, along with Gray, you know, getting your portals down and allowing the Hank to just go in and repeatedly give super to the other team, but also farm its own super is a strategy. We're going to go into our draft. Meeple, Hank, Poco, Ollie, Hank, and Meeple are going to be banned. So we have a double Meeple and a double Hank ban. That's going to open up 2 extra brawlers for the draft, which is unprecedented. So we're going to have Mr. P still open. Melody is still open, along with the fact that we have Poco as well. Lou is an option that can be picked up here. And there are so many different things that you could go for here. B is going to be picked up first, as expected, on a lane matchup. I think B is perfect for the right or left lane. Can help out the mid as well. He has long line of sights where he can do a lot for his for their team. We're going to go into what Reply Totem is going to take as their pick here. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Lou coming out, or maybe, oh, Stu is going to be picked up instead. Stu has a lot of wall breaks that they could use, or they could use the speed zone to get into the mid zone of the map. And I think that is sometimes even more important. Gray is still open, so you could go for some shenanigan plays. But I think that right now, Totem should stick to their roots and play that something that they're happy with, something that they're comfortable with, nothing too revolutionary. And they go for Lou. I think that is a very smart choice. Lou, very moderating influence in the meta. You have to play around Lou quite often. So I think that allows Totem to dictate, like a maestro, the flow of the game. They don't want to play into Reverso's game. But let's see how Reverso responds to this. Obviously, taking tanks into this is going to be a little sketchy. They go for Mr. P instead. But this Lou pick opens up certain things for Reply Totem. With the Mr. P, though, and the B, it's going to be interesting to see what Reverso pick. They need to bring in something a bit aggressive, because right now Mr. P and B are very susceptible to some of the more aggressive options, like, say, Stu, or even, especially before Mr. P gets its porters up. Okay, it wasn't B, it was Melody. Okay, sorry, chat. Yeah, Melody is the most picked brawler in this specific game mode and this specific map. So B is still open. That changes a lot. I am so confused, chat. Chat, I'm so sorry. We're having some teething issues. Okay, Melody is the last pick for Reverso Gaming. B is still on the table. Don't be concerned. We're all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. As the last pick for Reply Totem is going to be Barley. So they opt not for Juju. That is interesting. They go for Barley instead. And this is a pretty interesting option here. Mr. P's porters are going to be put down, but I think with the barley being brought out, it has to be put down much further away from the mid, where they would obviously like it not to be, but to be closer to the mid is more important because it allows the porters to engage a lot faster, right? So now it's going to ensure that the Mr. P porters are a little further back as we go into the first game between Reverso and Reply Totem. Early start gives control of the mid to the side of Totem, as Ness connects a lot of these shots onto Maru. Maru has a super as expected, but Mr. P already getting his porters up is going to be huge, and that means he's going to be closer to getting his hypercharge. Maru tries to find a kill on Ondi. He's not able to do so. Ness goes in, gets taken out, but Angel Boy is going to fall by the wayside as Roop is able to connect that last shot, and that is going to give the side of Reverse so complete control of the mid after this wall break. Speed zone on the backsides going to allow Reply Totem to get back into the mid much faster, but right now they need to really get into this mid here or they're not going to be able to compete as Mori goes down and Ondi is going to be up against Maru. They really need to shut down Mr. P somehow because it's not really looking good for them as there is a hypercharge being used by Nez. He goes in, he finds a kill onto Angel Boy, not going to be able to get Mori down, and Mori with his super gets Roop down here. Nez goes in once more. Is he able to find the kill onto Mori? Not able to do so. And just like that, Reply Totem have gain control of the mid. They do also have the lead. It's a narrow lead by about 2%. Ondi is going to be very low. Is surely going to be taken out here. Hypercharge being used by Mori, finds a kill onto Nez on the right-hand side. Roop is going to be low. There are going to be some herbal tonics used by Mori, and finally Maru gets to clean up onto Roop with 20% lead, and Nez tries to go in with the super, not able to do so, gets taken out, and another team wipe for Reply Totem as Reverso are not able to get back into this mid. I wasn't sure about this Barley pick, but it's working out really well, and despite the early Mr. P super, they haven't really managed to do anything. Ondi pops his hypercharge and gets taken out at that same moment, and the first game is going to go to Reply Totem very comfortably. Hello, Trav. How's it going, buddy? We're going to go into the second game here, and Reply Totem, we're just firing off on all cylinders. Let's see how it happens. Let's see how it goes in the second game. Do we see the side of Reverso changing up their strategy? And it seems like we do. Ondi's going to be on the mid here, and Nez is going to be on the left-hand side. Mori pops those herbal tonics, and with the unlimited gadgets, you can have a lot more herbal tonics on the map as a result. Your team is going to be alive for a little bit longer, get a little bit more sustained, as there is a kill onto the Reply Totem side. Now, Angel Boy's going to be moving up. Is he going to be given the freedom? And it seems like he isn't. There is another herbal tonic on the map here, though he can't really get onto that right now. On the mid, we have Ondi versus Mori. Taps coming in from Roop here. Mori is just able to stay on this mid for such a long time, and there is going to be a super coming in from Barley on this right-hand side. That's going to completely isolate Roop and Ondi, make them move back here. Mori's trying to move up once more with this herbal tonic, and sustain is the name of the game here, chat, as Maru once again uses a speed zone just to tank that shot from Roop. He's going to be taken down here. Ness goes in with his super, gets taken down as a result of getting stunned with Angel Boy's freezes here. Angel Boy has a hypercharge, can completely shut down the opposing side. It's a huge lead for Reply Totem, 55%. That is crazy. Hypercharge coming in. Ondi should surely go down. He does go down. Maru is here against Roop. Roop pops the hypercharge, not able to get the angle that he's looking for as Maru finally gets taken down. Nez is here in the mid along with Roop. There's going to be a hypercharge used by the Barley. Nez has his hypercharge, but he's so low he can't really use it here. There's a 60% deficit, and it's looking like it's a tall order for Reverso as Reply Totem are just firing off on all cylinders right now. This is the type of totem that we expect to see. The boys in green are back, chat. That was crazy. First set win by Reply Totem. They were looking so fierce. I wouldn't be surprised to see them take the entirety of the thing. They were just playing it so so well. It didn't seem like we were seeing the reply totem of the current era. It felt like we were seeing reply totem from their peak days. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more of this coming in from reply totem as we go into our second and third set. What do you guys think? Do you think totem is back? Do you think it is hashtag go totem time? Or do you think Reverso is going to be able to get back in the next two sets? I think anything's possible, but right now it looks like Reply Totem are playing like a team, and it's nice to see that. We haven't seen that happening in the Totem, I guess, in the past month or so. So it's good to see them coming back to the fore, especially after the Paltry showing in the monthly finals. We're gonna go into open zone next. Like I said, Hank is just, I never thought I'd say this, but Hank is going to be one of the biggest threats here. You got to be careful with that Hank. Why are we best of 3 in hot zone? We're best of 3 everything here. Best of luck. The overlay looks nice. I haven't done anything for this. The production is completely handled by GKR. They've done every single thing when it comes to well, not the music, but the graphics, the assets, the overlays, everything. So kudos to the team for doing such a great job. Anyway, Melody is still one of the highest picked brawlers here, but I think even higher is Hank with Lou along with Poco. We know how good Poco is with the heals that he brings. Also the protective tunes gadget being so useful now, especially with the gadget rework. So wouldn't be surprised to see Poco, Carl as well. You could see some shenanigans with the max speed, which you could play around. So there are lots of different options here, chat. It's going to be interesting to see how teams decide to draft with this one. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Hank being banned out along with, say, the Barry. I guess Mr. P could be an option, but Poco is going to be banned out, expected, along with the Lou and the Hank. Those are also expected. So mirror bans, that means 3 extra brawlers are going to be available for the draft here, chat. And the most picked brawler has been removed, but the second most picked hasn't, which is Melody and Janet, maybe? You could see that. But Stu's going to be coming out. Stu is a great assassin brawler. With the speed zone, you can get back in the mid much faster. You still have to think about the gray here, because the gray the gray is able to get you a portal on the hot zone. The max speed is also something to consider. So those are options. I wouldn't be surprised to see Totem go for a max speed here. Go for Mr. P. Okay. Mr. P has worked out pretty not as effectively as one would expect. It's just because I feel like a lot of teams know how to play around Mr. P, though it's very annoying. Just they aren't trying to feed the super. It is a long range map, so maybe Mr. P can do decently well, especially against some of the more aggressive brawlers. Meeple is going to be coming out. Mansions of Meeple is going to be able to cordon out sections of this map, which allow you to basically ensure that teams can only walk in certain areas. So not really a bad pick here. The homing also makes Meeple that much more aggressive in these mid to long range maps. Byron's going to be coming out for the side of Reverso Gaming, and they're going to couple that with Ollie. So I think that they have their assassins, they have sustain, they have a way to address tanks on the other side. B is going to be coming out for them reply totem for the long range battle here. I am very interested to see how this one plays out as we go into our first game here. And it is between Reply Totem and Reverso. Reverso took the L in the first set, with Reply Totem taking the win. As Andi goes in onto Maru. Can he find the kill? He's trying desperately to find it. He gets taken out here. That gadget is going to be used up in that scenario. Mori is going to be taken down. And now Maru is on this right-hand side. Puts down his super here. puts down a Mansions of Meeple, and that's going to make sure that Andy doesn't get the value from his super that he wanted to get in that interaction. There are lots of heals though coming from Roop. Roop does take a big shot to the face here. Nez is going to be very close to going down. He finally does, and so does Andy and Reverso. Only one member alive in their team. With control on the side of Reply Totem, they are finally going to take the lead here, and they have made a one-tile gap for Nez, so he can't really do much. But we see Andy on the left-hand side trying to make some kind of plays happen. He gets kill on Angel Boy. He's going to be very low. Surely going to take him down. No, he goes on to Mori here. Just play distraction. He is able to get Mori distracted, but gets taken down himself. Now, though, Nez and Roop are very low. There are some heals coming in, but Roop gets taken down, and now Nez is the lone man alive with the hypercharged Mr. P border down. It's all but over as Reply Totem are extending their lead 1% at a time. Chug Splashes are coming down, Mansions of Meeple, but it is just basically over for the side of Reversal as Reply Totem are just indomitable in this scenario. There is a Meeple super being used there. Ani knows it's over. Roop as well. Angel Boy with another shot here with the Mansions of Meeple coming down to distract him. And that is Reply Totem taking this game and this set in a fierce 2-0. That was a dominating victory. Reply Totem taking that dub. They played it so well as a team. I mean, it's not surprising. It's a Reply Totem. But I just didn't think that they would be so far back in form. I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform in the next month. I'm an idiot. That was just game number 1, chat. That was game number 1. Okay, game number 2. That was such a good game for me that I was like, yeah, Reply Totem's done. I'm sorry. We're gonna go into game number 2 of the second set here. Mansions of Meeple on the left-hand side. Nez is going to be cordoned off. He can't really get back into this mid here. He gets taken out. Nez goes down. Meeple super in the right-hand side as Andy gets slowed down. He jumps to get out of the situation here. He's going to be targeted. He's almost down, but the heals from Roop come online at the right time. Angel Boy gets taken down. Nez is able to find the kill onto Mori as well, and now they're trying to address the Mr. P turret, and they do take it down as well. Mansions of Meeple on the right-hand side going to ensure that there's a little bit of a spot, though, for the side of Reverso to get a little bit on the hot zone. 51-9. Reverso have a really good start here. Jump coming in. There is a super. Mori finds the kill. Maru is going to be distracted in the backhand corner as Angel Boy takes his hypercharge, is able to find a kill onto Roop here, but is not able to find the final kill that he needed. As Angel Boy finds the kill on Nez nonetheless at the end. It is a complete team wipe. Now, as Reply Totem slowly but surely climb their way back in this one. 50% is a deficit. It's a tall order right now for them, as Andy has a super, can't use it, has to jump out of the way there, as Nez is on the left-hand side, gets taken out, and Angel Boy is able to find another kill. Andy is very low. There is finally another Mr. P porter. Mr. P hypercharge coming online once more, and with that 50% deficit, it has now been cut down to 20, chat, and Reply Totem with complete control of this mid are looking very scary. There is Andy going in once more. He tries to find Angel Boy. He is able to find Angel Boy. He's trying to go on to Mori. Can he find the value onto Mori? He does. Can he take out of the turret? He does. Oh my god, Andy is just making sure that Reverso have a fighting chance in this one as Nez goes in. He finds the kill on an Angel Boy, and just like that, Reverso are coming back here, chat. I'm eating my words. I called it way too early, and Reverso take this game and tie this one up. It is a match point for the side of Totem, but Reverso are back in this one. Chat, I jinxed it. I jinxed it for Totem. I jinxed it. That was crazy. We're gonna go into the final game of this set here. It could finally be the last game of this matchup, but let's see how this goes for the side of Reverso as Reply Totem are on match point. Andy's gonna go up against Mori. He's gonna take a lot of shots to the face, gets taken out by the Meeple there. Maru is able to find that kill, and just like that, matches the Meeple on this left-hand side, or rather in the mid. And a much better start coming in from Reply Totem this time around. Mr. P turret is online. Andi goes in onto Mori, finds a kill onto Maru. I think Mori should be taken out here in the combined efforts of both Nez and Andi. He's trying to go for a solo kill, not able to do so, but Andi still stays alive. Nez is back in the mid here. He's gonna take a lot of shots to the face, surely going down. Mr. P hyper turret is finally online. Andi goes in here. He's trying to find the kill onto Mori. He is gonna be able to find that kill, not able to find out where that Mr. P turret is, and that still survives, and that is gonna give them all the value that they need. They didn't even need to bother taking down Andi in that scenario, but it just didn't pay off. There's going to be a Mansions of Meeple coming down in the mid here once more. Roop not able to move up at all whatsoever. Nez on the left-hand side trying to find the kill on Mori, not able to do so. I feel like Nez has some ping issues there, which is a bit unfortunate. Hypercharge P coming in onto Andi, is able to come onto Andi once more. This is looking like it's going from bad to worse. Mansions of Meeple to move Andi out, but he gets taken out here. Andi jumping in once more. Can he get the kill? No. Hypercharge B finds a kill onto Roop. There is a trade, but 40% for the side of Reply Totem with that Mr. P turret as well. It's looking impossible for the side of Reverso to come back in this one. I hope I'm not going to be eating my words here, but it's only 2% here, chat, as Mori is going to finally go down on the mid to claim that 2%, and that is Reply Totem actually taking it this time, and it's not just me saying it. It's an actual truth. I am so sorry about my wrong call before. Congratulations to Reply Totem. You guys are back in form. Looking forward to seeing how the team in green performs in future tournaments and future match days. Congratulations. Commiserations to the side of Reverso Gaming. Very well fought, but unfortunately, it was not your day today. I have to say though, Nez, Andi, Roop looking really, really good. Big pickup from Reverso this last month. They are looking so good as we go into our next match, which is going to be Eclipsar Esport versus Dark Eagles, the monthly finals champions, versus a team that took them down. I'll see you guys in 3.5 minutes, chat. I am so sorry, chat. Oh my god. I'm muted. I am so sorry. Apologies for that. I was giving like a whole spiel. Anyway, first pick B, Meeple and Bell are going to be the first picks from Eclipse Art Esports. Okay, I was talking about how Eclipse Art Esport was really good, which you guys didn't hear because I was muted because I am very smart. Eclipse Art Esport is noted as an underdog team, but against the Dark Eagle side, calling them an underdog team is very weird because they aren't really an underdog team. They've ended up beating Reverso, Reply Totem, SK Gaming, and Reply Totem again, followed by Humble and Team Electros to win the monthly finals in an undisputed manner. That is absolutely crazy. Eclipse Art Esport, though, they lost to one team in this last month, and that is Dark Eagles. But that was because it was a no-show. So the only team that they've lost to is the team that they're facing today. Draco's going to be the last pick for the side of Dark Eagles. The last pick for Eclipse Art is going to be Barley. We saw how good Barley was in the last match. So impressive with that pick. It's not surprising to see that at all. But yes, you got to put the respect on Biso, Marco, and Sabine. They know exactly how to walk the walk and talk the talk. Farisa, Master, Xerox, you guys have a lot to do. You got to pick up the slack. You haven't been performing at that level that is expected of you, but hopefully in this one you do happen to get back in there. Eclipse Art Esports versus Dark Eagles is going to be the matchup here. Once again, I'm sorry, chat. I muted myself in the break and I came back and I forgot to unmute myself, and yeah, that shouldn't be happening. I apologize, and I'll try to make sure that it doesn't happen again. We're going to go into our matches here. First one is going to be on Dealing Beetles with the mid. Master and Sabine really haven't got onto the mid here just yet. Mr. P Porter coming down, but it gets taken out by Sabine immediately. There is a gadget being popped by Farissa. Finds a lot of value on Sabine. That herbal tonic was kind of obviated because of that fact. Mansions of Meeple is going to come out on the left-hand side. Master going to surely go down to this Barley. Nope, he pops the gadget, is able to walk up here, but surely going to go down here now, chat. And he does finally fall by the wayside with Biso finding the kill there. Farisa on the mid here, not able to get onto the hot zone, which is the objective. And it is a KG game, to say the least, as Master on the mid here. And on the right-hand side, we have Xerox coming in onto Marco, as Master walks up straight in a line, trying to find some value, but his HP is going to give his team some kind of way to get back into the mid repeatedly. Mr. P turret coming up is also huge as well. And I think that I like the side of Dark Eagles here in terms of control, but that Mansions of Meeple is so good. Biso completely trapped them. Now Master going in with a super. He's going to go in onto Sabine. He should find the value there. He should find the kill onto Biso as well, and that's going to be a huge set of kills here, as there is a hypercharged Mr. Peter being placed on the map, and I think this might just go by the way of Dark Eagles here, chat. That is kind of crazy. Marco pops his hypercharge, finds the mark off on a Mr. P. Can he find the kill on a Xerox? He's trying. Nope, Xerox is able to bob and weave, finds the kill instead. Farisa gets the kill on a Bell, but it's looking really, really sketchy for Eclipse Art Esport. After that win in the monthly finals, going in it like this is certainly not what they're looking for, as more Mr. P Porters coming in, and it's all but over. Just 10% left, as Dark Eagles are going to be taking this first game here, chat. Eclipse Art Esport really need to change up how they play that one. I mean, Dark Eagles were just going in repeatedly and just keeping them at bay. I like this. I like to see how Mr. P got its turret really early in comparison to other games. Have to see how they shut down this Mr. P. Otherwise, it's not going to be good for them. I like the start for the side of ECP. They played it very safely, very close to the chest, and Master going to be going in here. Gets tagged up almost immediately. Sabine this time dodging a lot of the Xerox's shots, and Biso trying to ensure that Xerox doesn't get as much value by putting down the Mansions of Meeple. And Master is going to be walking in straight. There should be a super coming in from Sabine. Master tries to find some value on a Marco, and he does. That pushes Marco back considerably so. And it is a pretty even Stevens game, though a small lead for Dark Eagles with control on the side of Eclipse. Our big kill coming in on a Sabine. That's going to give a lot more breathing room for Dark Eagles to get back into this mid here. Master has a super, is threatening to use it, goes for it, gets marked up, gets taken out almost immediately. Great job of making sure that they could neutralize the threat from the side of Eclipsar. It's a 10% game, though Eclipse are behind here in this one, as Master trying to go back into the mid and reclaim his spot in that hot zone. And Marco is going to be trying to get those shots off onto him. Gadget being popped, Hypercharge as well being popped. Hypercharge finds the mark onto the B here. Ooh, nice tap from Marco. Oh my god, triple tap. And that is B following 6 feet under 3%. And now it is even, it is tied up. And just like that, Dark Eagles are now in the back foot here, chat. Hypercharge being used by Sabine to isolate everybody on the back lines here on Dark Eagles. Master going in once more, manages the meeples, doesn't find its mark. Master going in, popping the gadget here, gets taken out by Sabine. And now it's a 20% lead for Eclipsar. So that started off very sketchy, but Eclipsar, after ensuring that they have isolated Mr. P, are looking very strong. Master going in once more is very low, not able to do all of that he wanted. And that is going to be Eclipsar taking their first game, getting off the mark, of which they needed to do. We're going to go into game number 3. The set is tied at 1 apiece, but it is now anybody's game. We're going to go into game number 3 off this set here between Eclipsar Esports versus Dark Eagles. Versa trying to find some value on Abiso, not able to do so. Master is just been given room to move up here. Can he find the kill on a Sabine? Not able to do so. Does get enough damage to put Sabine back, but Herbal Tonic is surely going to be coming online any second now, as a Rattle Hive is available. And Master has his super, could go in for something here. Mansion of Meeple going to be placed down, and that's definitely bad, as now Sabine is going to be able to get that kill and farm his Hypercharge. Gets taken out almost immediately by Xerox, but there is a trade by Biso on Farissa. Master once again has a super, Meeple super on the right hand side. It's going to allow that lane to be open for the Bell. We have a turret for Mr. P, but not a Hypercharge one. Master goes in, gets taken out despite the gadget. Xerox very low, has been marked up, finds the shot. Marco, that is such a good Bell play from Marco there, just to shut him down. Master going in once more. Marco has a Hypercharge, misses the Hypercharge super, but has made some connections onto Xerox. Is going to be going back, manages the Meeple on the right hand side. Farissa is going to be taken down by Subin. Subin falls as well by Xerox, as Master going to go up on the middle here. And right now it's a 40% differential favoring the side of ECB. Master going in, pops his super, finds the kill onto Marco with the help of Farissa. Master is also able to get Sabine after using the gadget. He's been marked up. They use all of their potential on just Master, and he's still available, still alive. Finally gets taken down, but that's going to give Dark Eagles enough room to really come back in this match here. Though Subine's going to be using his Hypercharge, puts it down in the mid, and that really shuts down a lot of the aggression. But Mr. P turret is finally online for the side of Dark Eagles. It's now or never really for ECP to take control of the mid, or it's going to look really bad for them. And there is a Mr. P Porter coming in. There's another one onto Sabine. Xerox is not able to walk onto the mid just yet, but Master is going to be able to do that, and that should be enough for the side of Dark Eagles to take this. Yes, surely it is. That is Dark Eagles taking set number 1 off Eclipsar Esports. Congratulations to Dark Eagles for taking that first set. I was slightly unexpected, I have to say. But like I said, anything can happen in esports. These are the monthly finals winners taking the L in the first set. We're going to go in this open zone and Ring of Fire, and hopefully we get a different result, so we get a set number 3. Set number 2 is open zone. Brawlers most pick are Melody, Janet, and B. with the most success coming in from Carl, Hank, and Lou. With the nucleus of Hank working really well alongside brawlers like Byron, alongside brawlers like Lou, alongside brawlers like Max, alongside brawlers like Poco. Poco is also a really great brawler. I think that you either see him being picked up or banned out. Protective Tunes is so oppressive in terms of ensuring that your utility is being brought out by the other team. Don't get that value that they might be looking for. Lou, so great at just shutting down the mid with its ice rink, with the freeze as well. All in all, I think that these might be some of the more common bans in fact. We have to see how they decide to play around here. We're going to go into our bans and picks. And the bans are going to be B, Meeple, Lola, Lou, Janet, Ollie. And you know what that means? We have Hank, which is open, Poco, which is open. We also have other healers like Barry and Byron. Melody is also an open option here. Meeple being banned out makes a lot of sense because the mansions of Meeple can be quite annoying, especially to move you out of the mid here. You know, for Max speed is very, very good. You can bring it along with, like, say, a Poco or maybe even a tank as well. Just all around really great option. But with Poco being picked up on the other side, I think it's good to pick up the Max so you don't have the scenario where you might be facing off Max Poco along with a tank. Max and Hank coming out, I like that. I think that is really good. Hank is not going to be as great at the start, but as the game goes on and he gets his supers and he gets his hypercharge, that's really when Hank shines. With Stu going to be coming out for Eclipse Our Esport. Stu, good for assassin ability. It's really good for taking out some of the more meta picks here, but overall with the speed zone, you're able to get back into the mid very often. Draco is going to be picked up. That's really interesting here. I've seen Draco being picked up a lot more than I expect. Maybe, I guess it's more of a meta option than I thought. Frank going to be coming out. That is also, it makes sense. You have max speed. You have Frank as well. Frank is going to be there along with the Hank to ensure that you get a lot of value. I think this is basically, I think it's done. Like, Stu single target, Draco single target. No, Draco's not really single target, but I feel like it's very hard for Dark Eagles to lose this one. I might just be wrong, chat, but Poco's protective tunes are certainly going to be coming to the fore here for value for ECP as we go into our first game of this second set between Eclipse Our Esport and Dark Eagles. Sabine finds kill on the Master. Faris is going to be taken down, and already a great start coming from Eclipse Our Esport. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Master has the speed from Xerox. He's going to be able to get some value on his Sabine. He should be able to find some more value here. Has his super as well. He's going to get his hypercharge pretty fast, I think, because of the engage from Sabine. And there's another kill coming in on a Xerox and a huge team wipe from Eclipse Our Esport. I am eating my words, chat. But there is still that Hank hypercharge. I mean, is that going to be playing? Is that going to be playing spoil sport for Eclipse Our Esport? That is the question here. Ooh, Eclipse Our Esport going from strength to strength. Farissa going in with the hypercharge here, trying to find value, not able to get a stun off except on Marco, but Marco is very much alive. Master uses hypercharge, finds some value, still alive, is able to find a kill, but it's a bit too late. And that is Eclipse Our Esport taking the first one quite comfortably, I have to say. Eclipse Our Esport played that really well. I called that wrong, but, you know, sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's fine. First, going in on Sabine. Sabine trying to get some value there. Uses super, finds a kill. Master trying to get Sabine, but gets taken out. Marco finding the kill. Sorry, Beasel finding the kill on Master instead. And good team plays coming in from Eclipsar Esports to ensure that they win that first opening engage here. Sabine going to go in once more with his super, and Master trying to be very aggressive, finds a super, not able to get much more value out of that as Farissa goes down, but Xerox is able to find the trade on his Sabine. Xerox, the last one alive on his team, has to try to get his super once more. It's already a 50% deficit for the side of Dark Eagles as Farissa pops his hypercharge, goes in here. Can he find the super? He doesn't find the stun that he's looking for as Sabine goes in once more. Master finding insane value with his hypercharge. Subi's still alive, but Master finds the kill nonetheless, and that's exactly what Dark Eagles needed to do in the first place, as Master should surely be close to his next hypercharge soon enough. Farissa has a super to his name, but so far it's a pretty close game here, though Eclipsar Esports leading by 20%. Very well played by Dark Eagles in the second game to ensure that it's a much closer affair. As Sabine goes in once more, finds a kill on the Xerox. Farissa is going to be back on the mid here. Sabine caught in a weird position, an awkward position, tries to find Master. Master pops a super, finds some value, finds a kill, but he gets taken out himself. Sabine going in on a Xerox, finds a kill on a Xerox with 1 HP to his name. And that is going to be Eclipsar Esports taking this game and taking the set. The champions are back on top. I didn't think it would be that devastating of a victory for Eclipsar. I mean, I obviously shouldn't talk about draft as much. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about, but congratulations to the side of Eclipsar. They play that really well. We're gonna go into Ring of Fire the first time for today, and I believe half the match day is over now. Looking at the most picked brawler, it's Bell, and followed by Stu and Melody and Poco. The highest win rate brawlers are Hank, Mr. P, and Kenji. So that is quite interesting. But the meta is so unbalanced right now, chat. I feel like the first pick is so heavily favored that I think if I look at the data, I'm not 100% sure that first picks are the ones that really dictate the flow of the game and the potential for victory for teams. So whichever team usually gets the first pick is more likely to do well right now. And I think that has to go along with the fact that there are so many brawlers right now and not enough bans. We have just the 6 bans, and with some brawlers being so oppressive in the meta, we see double bans coming out from both the teams, which opens up even more brawlers, which forces the problem of the first pick being that much more valuable, if that makes sense. So it's very hard to counter out with later picks. It's not unheard of, but it's not as often. We're gonna go into our draft here. Bans are in. They're gonna be Poco, Hank, Lou, Poco, Ollie, and Melody. And as I said, double Poco ban opens up one more brawler for the spread here. Mr. P gonna be picked up. Hank being banned makes sense, along with the Lou ban as well. Ollie, Melody, Poco. Such good brawlers all around. Bell, B are some of the more serious picks here, with all of these bans on the table. B is going to be picked up first for Eclipsar Esports. And Draco as well. Byron's going to be picked up next by Dark Eagles. They have control, they have range. They need to get a little bit more aggressive here, or they're going to be run through by Draco. And Colette is the last pick for Dark Eagles. I think that's to address any of the more tanky options coming out by Eclipse Esports. But let's see how they answer here. Draco is certainly going to be an annoyance here because he's going to be coming from the left or right lanes, and he's going to be very annoying, along with the Stu as well. The name of the game is getting your Mr. P turrets up faster than the other team. But the monthly finals champions looking really good with this pick. They have good long range, they have assassin ability, they have sustain, they have all their bases covered. Colette has sustain, it can dabble in the mid, so it's pretty flexible with the role that it can play in this map and with the composition that it is going up against. But it's mostly going to be used to address the Draco specifically. I wouldn't be surprised to see it being much closer than expected, but Eclipse Esports are the monthly finals champions, and they won it in an undisputed manner. In fact, it's unheard of in this last month for them to lose a set, and they lost the first and opening set against Dark Eagles. So they have to really not rest on their laurels, which were very recent. In fact, a few days ago, they have to be confident with how they're playing this one. We're going to go into the first game off the third and final set, in fact, between Eclipse versus Dark Eagles. And already in the first engage, we see a member of Dark Eagles going down as Biso tries to find a kill on his Xerox, not able to do so, but Subim, his teammate, falls, as does Biso. So Marco, the last one alive in his team, and it's not looking like a great start all around for the side of Dark Eagles. Sorry, for the side of Eclipse Esports, as Dark Eagles are going in very aggressively. Xerox gets taken out despite that hypercharged super, and all those heals did not really amount to much as Sabine just bobbing and weaving, taking a little bit of damage here, does get control of this mid, and that's going to allow Eclipse to extend their lead even more. Mr. Peter is going to be coming online. That's going to be huge for the side of Dark Eagles as Biso is on the right hand side. I feel like on this map, that Mr. P-Turret is almost untouchable here. As Sabine tries to go in with his super, there is going to be a lot of these supers coming in from Xerox. Gets taken out once more, and Eclipse Esports just clear and above this competition here. Dark Eagles trying their best, but it's not really amounting to much as Dark Eagles lose the first game. Eclipse Esports is now on match point. They just need one more game to win this entire fixture against this Dark Eagles side. That was crazy. I didn't expect it to be as dominating as it was. Eclipse Esports really being ferocious right now. I can see Sabine playing, so I'm waiting for the game to actually start, and we go into our last game, possibly, maybe. It is Eclipse Esports on match point. We did miss a little bit of the opening engage as Sabine goes in very aggressively, finds the trade on Xerox. That is huge. Lots of shots being connected by Master onto Marco. Marco falls. Master is just connecting all of these shots here as this Byron player gets a kill onto Biso as well, and complete control of the mid by the side of Dark Eagles here. They are down. There's a slight deficit of about 15-17%. But I think it's still possible for them to come back. Xerox did get the worst of a lot of the scenarios in the last game, and that was unfortunate. But let's see how it plays out this time around. Lots of shots from Biso and Marco, but Marco goes down. Master connecting so many of these shots here, but it's not really amounting to much as Sabine goes down. Mr. Peter finally being placed, and now maybe it's possible for Dark Eagle to come back. They are down by 30%. Hypercharge by Xerox is available and online. Not sure if he's going to be using it just yet, as they are slowly but surely inching their way back. The kill on Marco is confirmed, and Biso is going to be very low as well. Hypercharge being used by Xerox, and Sabine finds the value that they're looking for. Biso falls by the wayside, and Xerox is able to get back here again. And now it is a lead for the side of Dark Eagles with a 4%, 7%. It's slowly climbing up. Biso trying to make something happen in the mid here, but it's not looking that good. Marco with a hypercharge, Subim with his super. Subim has to pop his gadget to stay alive. Yes, taken out, but that trade is going to be very, very difficult for ECP to really come back here. There is a hypercharge by Biso, gets taken out. So does Xerox, so does Marco, and that's going to be the Arc Eagles equalizing this game and forcing a double match point. That was crazy, chat. It's a double match point with Dark Eagles and Eclipse Art Esports. Eclipse Art Esports just won the monthly finals, and they might just be on the ropes here against Dark Eagles, which is, I guess, very debilitating. Let's see how they are in terms of their mental state as we go into this third and final game. Seems to be some issues here. We should have ideally been in game. I guess we're having a little bit of some technical difficulties, chat. But I really like how Eclipse are playing it. But Dark Eagles, once they get that Mr. P turret up, that hypercharge turret up specifically, it looks very difficult for Eclipse are to really compete here. Okay, finally we are back here. It is 71% and 1%. Eclipse Art Esports seem to have done a great job in ensuring that Dark Eagles can't really get back in this one. Oh my god, 9% left. Sorry, 20% left for Eclipse Art Esports to take this one. Master popping a lot of these shots on Ibiso is able to find that value that he's looking for. Marco with a hypercharge finds a kill on his Xerox, and now Biso finds a kill on two for Vista. The entirety of the team of Dark Eagles is down. It's over. That's all she wrote. No, there is a last moment of life. No, it's not going to be enough, as Dark Eagles are going to be taking the L, and that is Eclipse Art Esports firmly keeping the crown on their heads. See a salute from Marco, and that is them taking the win once more. Once again, chat, I apologize for some of the issues with the spectate. It does happen from time to time. Hopefully, we don't have many more of those issues going forward. Victory to the side of Eclipse Art Esports. They won the monthly finals. They won this match today as well. So long ways away. Sorry, long road ahead to be consistent and to be touted as the best team in EMEA for the entire year. It is the start. It is the start of the year. It is the start of a possible legacy. Let's see how it goes. So if you are just joining us, we finished 3 of the matches. We're halfway through our match day today. First up was Experian versus Popra Supermassive, where Popra Supermassive took the 2-0. Then we have Totem versus Reverso, where Totem won. And finally, Eclipsar versus Dark Eagles, where it was 2-1. Much closer. I think this was our first double match point of the tournament. We're going to go into LSE Esports versus Schnitzel next, and that's going to be in about 3.5 minutes. And I'll take a small break, and I'll see you guys then. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to GKR 2025. This time my mic is not muted. I apologize for what happened last time, but welcome back to the GKR 2025 EMEA Brawl Stars Circuit. I'm your host, Panicast, joined by nobody because nobody loves me. But it is match day number 4. It is Hot Zone. We've had some banger matches so far. 3 of them to be in fact. And we're going to go into our next one. But before that, just a reminder, use code PAN if you buy anything in any of the Supercell games. I would appreciate it, especially in Moko and Brawl Stars. Hot Zone today, Julian Beetles, Open Zone, and Ring of Fire. But right now, we have a match that we have to talk about. It's going to be LLC Esports versus FA Schnitzel. FA Schnitzel, I believe, haven't won a match in this tournament just yet. LSC lost to Experian in the monthly qualifiers. They've managed to get all the way to the last round of the qualifiers, only to be beaten by SK Gaming 3-0. So their hopes of making a monthly finals were cut short. FA Schnitzel, I believe, did not participate in the monthly qualifiers in this specific squad, so don't have any data on that. But LSC Esport have Ciro, Alan, Ramika. FA Schnitzel have Audrey, Bodan, Dompe. I actually like this LSE Esports side a lot. I seen how good Alan, Ramika, and Ciro play. They're really good. I think that they are going to be a team that people need to look out for in the future. I think that they're very strong. We're going to go into our draft. The bands are in. They're going to be Barley, Byron, Griff, Hank, B, and Mr. P. Melody is still open. Barry is open. Juju is open. And we have Poco going to be picked up here. It's going to be the first pick. Poco has a pretty decent win rate and a pretty decent pick rate and pretty okay win rate. 61% of the time that Poco is picked, it gets the dub. Melody, it's a coin flip. You either win or you don't, but it has a very high pick rate of 54%, which is why Schnitzel decided to pick it up. And the next pick is going to be Janet. I think Janet, it hasn't been picked up as much as I would like in the recent past, but I think that it's still a really good pick, especially with that hypercharge. You can get into corners where you obviously wouldn't normally be able to with that super. Hypercharge allows you to stay suspended in the air and drop bombs where you desire it to be dropped rather than hoping for it to be dropped. And Amber is going to be picked up by LSC Esport as the next pick. That's also another brawler that we don't see being picked up as much on this map. And Draco is going to be the last pick here. I think that Amber is going to be good for the Draco because it's going to burn up the grass of the opposing side. So you know exactly where everybody is on the grass, just behind the hot zone walls, right? So I think that could be a reason why it's picked up. Dynamite is going to be picked up last for Schnitzel. They do have the stuns, but the Dyna Gadget has been, I guess it's not been nerfed. It's just not as buffed as the other ones because we don't have as many of the unlimited gadgets. It's like a 25-second cooldown. So we have like, what, 6 or 7 stuns possibly. We're going to go into our game here. And Alan's going to be taken out on the first engage. Audrey is able to get the trade onto Ramika, which is huge, with Ciro being the last one alive on his team. Dynamite breaking up that wall there. It just wants to open up that map, make it easier to ensure that they address Alan. Bogdan taking flight. Ciro gets a kill on Audrey. And it is a pretty even match with a slight lead for the side of LSE Esport. Audrey going in here. Hypercharge super being used by the Dynamite. Finds absolutely no value there, actually, as Alan goes in, pops the gadget, gets taken out. Audrey responds, gets taken out himself. as now Hypercharge being used by Bogdan, finds a kill onto Zero, finds another onto Ramika, and that's a team wipe, and Schnitzel have control of this mid. They are down by 30%, but this is going to give them a little bit of breathing room to get back into this one, as there is a super being used by Dompe, who doesn't find its mark. Audrey goes in very aggressively, finds a kill on a Ramika, but so does Alan go down. Now Zero is the last one alive on his team, and certainly he falls by the wayside, and once again Schnitzel with a team wipe are slowly coming back in this one. Now it's just a 9% lead, slowly shrinking. Hypercharge being used, Alan is still alive, he tries to go in, uses his gadget, still manages to fall nonetheless, and it is looking really bad for LLC Esports, as it just looks like Schnitzel are going to be able to take this first game. That Dynamite pick was a very interesting one. I think Alan may be lagging. Let's see how that plays out. We should be going into our second game here. Since we took the first one, Gadget was popped, didn't find its mark. Bogdan gets taken out by Zero. Now we see Audrey going in very aggressively, not able to get that value he's looking for. Dompe has a super, could use it onto Ramika, doesn't find the mark. Base drop on the right hand side makes it a hazard to go into the mid against this LLC, against this Schnitzel side. As Audrey goes in once more, is able to find a little bit of value, but not able to find the kill as Zero finds him instead. And a 30, 40%, 40%, and climbing fast, 50% lead for the side of LLC Esports. Bogdan goes in on the back line, gets taken out. Hypercharge being popped by Audrey. He's popped his gadget as well. Finds a kill on a Ramika, finds a kill onto Zero, and that's exactly the type of way you should be playing Melody in Brawl Stars, chat. Dompe has a Hypercharge, and Schnitzel now finally have control. That's what we saw in the last game. They started off slow, but they ended up really executing at the highest level. There's another super being used here. Alan goes backwards. Audrey is able to find the kill onto one of the members. Dompe finds a kill onto Alan. So all in all, very good situation for Schnitzel to be in. They have full control. They are down by just 10%. But once again, we see Audrey going in. Not able to find the values looking for, gets pinched, and very good plays coming in from LC Esports. But Dompe with a super and a big barrel of boom finds his mark, but no, actually he doesn't, with Zero still alive. Hypercharge being popped by Audrey, he gets taken out, which is unfortunate. Alan with a super is able to get onto the point here. This might just be an LC Esports win if Schnitzel aren't careful, as Audrey did with that whole Hypercharge scenario. Bogdan takes flight, but it is basically over. There's no way for Schnitzel to take LLC Esports off the point. It is tied at 1 apiece in this first set. Well played by LLC Esports. They were able to come back in this one despite the very difficult start in the previous game. But now a win here is going to ensure that one team has a clear advantage. Audrey going in here should be taken out. He finds some value, but does fall by the wayside. There is a super by Dompe. Opts not to use it. Audrey goes in once more, is trying to find some value here, gets taken out almost immediately. Alan with his super pop moves up very aggressively, pushes the Dynamite out of the way. Dompe has a big barrel of boom, could use it. Bogdan very low, but has a super to use. Alan, another super, goes in on Bogdan. Bogdan's certainly going to be taken into the air. As a Hypercharge being used by Audrey, can he find the value he's looking for? He's trying to find the kill onto Alan. He does manage to do it, and Schnitzel finally are in a good position to get back in this game. They are down, though, by about 30%, as Bogdan takes flight here with a Hypercharge. Are they able to find the kill onto Ramika? No, that's not going to be the case, as Audrey falls, and Alan is stunned. He gets taken out with a big barrel of boom, and Dynamite has a Hypercharge he could use. They have to be careful. They need to get the value that they need for this scenario to work out for them. Hypercharge being popped by Dompe. Hypercharge being popped by Ramika as well. Dompe finds a kill on Ramika. He pops a super, and it does get Allen down to 1%. Audrey and Zero are able to get a trade there as Bogdan takes flight once more, and it is shutting down this lead. Slowly but surely, Schnitzel are coming back into this one. They are down by 8%, chat. Hypercharge being used by Audrey. He goes in on Allen, finds some value there, finds a kill onto Ramika, finally falls, and it is LSE Esports now behind with that Schnitzel actually taking a slight lead. Audrey finds kill on a Zero. Allen goes down as well. Ramika is still going to be down here. He's going to be taken out 6%, 3%, and that is over as FA Schnitzel take this first set. Audrey was insane with that hypercharge on the Melody. He just kept on going in over and over again. There were some times where his hypercharge didn't pan out, but in the end, it worked out perfectly for them. I didn't really like the Dynamite pick, but at the end of the day, it did do them wonders and got them the dub against LSE Esports. So very well played by the side here. We're going to go into the second set. It is open zone. Melody is also another time where Melody is the most picked brawler. Janet, another one which is picked up a lot. B as well. Byron, Lou, Meeple, Hank. So these brawlers most likely are going to be banned out or picked out. We need to see if it's going to be a lot of shenanigans or not. Double swoosh where? That's an OG. That's an that's an OG viewer right there. The double swoosh. We don't have double swoosh anymore. Maybe in gem grab again. Production better than BSC Tano? I don't know, but it's definitely good production. Swish, swish. Okay, we're gonna go into our second set draft. Poco, B, Lou, Hank, Mr. P, Ollie. All of these brawlers have been banned out, which are 6 different brawlers, so that we don't have extra brawlers coming up into relevance here. Stu's gonna be picked up by Schnitzel. And Stu's a really good pick for assassin type dodging abilities and diving abilities. You also have the speed zone to get back into the mid a lot faster. And once you get the hypercharge, you're basically going to stay alive for the entirety of the time, which gives you opportunities to take off 1 or 2 people of the other team if you're good enough. And Meeple's going to be picked up by LSE Esports. Mansions of Meeple allows you to make sure that opponents actually walk into areas that you want them to walk in, or deny access to areas, or allow your throwers to specifically target brawlers who are caught in that mansion of the Meeple. So good option here. It is mid to long range. It has the homing capability as well, so you don't really need to be that precise with how you connect shots. Byron's going to be picked up as well by LSE Esports, and Melody is the last pick from Schnitzel. Byron gives you different options here. You have sustain, you have anti-heal as well, and I think that the Mansions of Meeple does address Melody a little bit, but not overly so. Belle's going to be picked up last by Schnitzel, which gives them range coverage as well. And the last pick here by LSE Esports is still available. We could have a Max coming out. We could have a B as... No, B's already been banned out. We could have an Amber coming out just for a little bit of firepower. Maybe Janet as well, because Janet is one of those brawlers which is picked a lot, but I haven't seen it being picked up here. And Amber's coming out here, so Amber gives you fire fuel on the mid, just makes it harder to really compete in this mid matchup once those supers come down. So all in all, solid draft from both sides, really. Well, I can't really say that right now. The meta is so tumultuous and so unstable and unstable, and you don't really know exactly what's going to happen. So we hope for the best. There are 2 more matches after this, chat. We're going to go into game number 1 here. A good start from the side of LSC. They have a lead of about 15%, slowly creeping up above 20 now. On the right-hand side, we have Zero. Bogdan gets taken down, and Audrey again on the Melody, but gets taken out once more. Fire fuel on this right-hand side. Dompe goes down. And LSC Esports look very comfortable with this one. Very comfortable, I have to say. Manages the Meeple on this, sorry, Meeple super on this right-hand side. It gives so much more damage to Alan as Audrey goes in here, tries to find some value, finds the kill onto Alan, but gets taken out himself. Good shots coming in from Dompe, finds the value, and Ramika as well. And a very aggressive position from Bogdan. He should be able to put Zero into the mid. Can Zero find the value? He finds a kill with the gadget. And that is exactly what LSC Esports wanted in that situation. They are up 70%, and I think it's not impossible for Schnitzel to come back in this one. Shots coming in, a last bit of a death rattle, but it is LSC Esports taking the first game. That Meeple was so good. With the super on the unbreakable wall, there wasn't really any place for anybody from Schnitzel to really hide behind that wall, because that Byron is just going to do so much of value. Not only does it allow Byron's shots to go through walls, it also amplifies that damage. So very good pick with that Meeple. It's going to struggle a little bit, obviously, at the start, but the reason to pick Meeple is not for Meeple itself, but for the value that it can bring the entire team. And Audrey goes down, tries to find some value, finds a kill, but Alan is able to get the kill onto Bogdan. Now Dompe is going to be the one who's going to be taking on a hammering. Tries to get his shots on Alan, but misses all of them. Mansions of Meeple shuts down Bogdan, and Bogdan's going to be right in that left-hand corner there, not able to get much out of it as Alan is connecting these shots so effectively. It gives him anti-heal, make sure that it takes much longer for Schnitzel to re-engage in the mid. All in all, very well played from the side of LSC Esports. Specifically, Alan here, Audrey going in with a hypercharge. He's trying to get some value, finds nothing as he gets taken down here, shut down. And LSC Esports finds the kill onto Dompe, Ramika, and Bogdan is on this right-hand side. Can he find the kill onto Alan? He does not, as Audrey going in aggressively does get the trade, but Ramika gets the kill onto Audrey as well. And that is still a bit too late for the side of FA Schnitzel as LSC Esports take the set. We're going to go into the third set, I believe, which is open, Ring of Fire. I'm sorry, chat. The third set is Ring of Fire. So each of the teams have won a set each. It's going to come down to this last one. So this is the second time today that we're going to get, second time in this tournament that we're going to get set number 3. I'm a solo caster right now? Yeah, I am currently a solo caster today. I believe in the next match day we're going to get Sunny back. So that's good. my throat can take a little bit of a break because right now my voice is breaking. Anyway, most pick brawler here: Bell, Stu, Melody, Mr. P, Poco, Barry, Hank, and Byron, and Draco. What I've noticed is that I've seen a lot of Draco in Hot Zone. I think that the sustain that you get from your super, along with the amount of damage that you can output, along with that gadget and the heals, which he can synergize with another teammate, makes him more viable than I originally thought. So it's not surprising anymore to me to see him being so highly utilized. So we're gonna go into our draft, and we have B, Byron Bell, Mr. P, B, and Hank. B is a double ban, so that's going to open up another brawler. Poco is going to be picked up first. Max is still available, so Poco Max is an interesting nucleus that you could go for. Ollie is also open, as is Kenji. Kenji has a very high win rate on this map, guys, so I haven't seen teams use it yet here. But in scrims in EMEA, he's highly rated. 78% win rate with a pretty high pick rate. It's not bad. Meeple's going to be picked up here by Schnitzel. Meeple, again, here with the Mansions of Meeple, can shut down the mid. Make it so that you have only a few tiles to really walk in to get into the lane. Draco's going to be coming out. We've seen a lot of Draco in Hot Zone. And in conjunction with a healer, it could be really, really lethal. As Ash comes out for LSC Esport, Ash hasn't been picked up as much in the meta, at least in the scrims. Its win rate is also not all that high, as Lou is going to be brought here as the last pick for LSC Esport. Who is great as well on the mid here. I guess the Poco Ash gives you a lot of heals as well, sustain. And right now, Schnitzel don't really have any answers to this LSC Esports side for taking down the Ash per se, and even the Lou. They go for Dynamite? That is wild. I have to say, that is a wild pick. I mean, I wouldn't. I would have gone for maybe Juju or something else, but maybe you should let him. Maybe you should let him cook. We're gonna go into our first game of this third and final set, chat. Ramika healing his teammate Zero a lot. Alan tries to find his way on the left-hand side, not able to do so. Audrey uses his super, but is stunned almost immediately. There is a Mansions of Meeple. Ooh, plays very, very deliciously to ensure that nobody can really move up on this LSC Esports side. And FH Schnitzel looking really good right now. There's also a Meeple super on this left-hand side. Gonna give them a lot more value. Stun being used by Dompe, misses the mark as Alan gets a kill onto Audrey. And now Alan is trying to move on this right-hand side, but the Big Barrel move finds its mark nonetheless, and there is some value to be had by this Dynamite with the Mansions of Meeple. That play was perfect for Bogdan. There's going to be a hypercharge being used by Zero. He tries to find the kill on Bogdan. He does manage to do it. Big Barrel of Boom coming down. Not able to get the kill. Not able to find the stun in either, as Audrey goes in with his super. Tries to find some value. Finds his gadget. Gets taken out. Mansions of Meeple is going to put Zero in the mid here. Actually, Zero is quite comfortable. Gets taken out, though. So Dompe playing really well with Bogdan. I got to say, the synergy between Mansions of Meeple and the Dynamite
doing wonders for the Schnitzel side. It is narrowly a lead, though, for the side of LSE Esports, 20% lead. And now with Allen going on a tear, he should be able to find the kill onto Dompe if he's careful enough. Does have to move back instead. And now Audrey with the super tries to really aggress. Not going to be enough here, as it is quite comfortably LSE Esports taking the dub. And now they are on match point, chat. Well played by LSE Esports. Going to go into this game here. It might be the last one of the set, but it is match point for certain for LSE Esports, as FA Schnitzel have a lot of work ahead. I like the way that they played that composition, but it just didn't do them any favors because they weren't in the mid for too long. And the name of the game is Pod Zone. It's about possession of the mid. They just didn't get that value. Now Allen uses his super onto Dompe. And slowly we see LSE Esports inching away from Schnitzel in terms of possession of the mid. It is going to be more than 40% now, as Audrey uses his super, but not going to get that value that he's looking for. Allen has a hypercharge. There is a Mantle of Meatballs being used, though. Dompe tries to take advantage of it, gets taken out. Allen with the hypercharge gets the kill on a Bogdan. It is basically over, as LSE Esports are dominating the Schnitzel side. Oh, we see lots of spins coming in from Zero. I don't know if that's a toxic spin or if it's just like a spin between friends. Regardless, it's gonna seem like it's LSE Esports taking the dub as Allen goes in on a tear, finds double kills, and Ramika finds a kill under Dompe, Bob down the last one alive, 99% to 20, and that is over. That's all she wrote. That is LSE Esports taking the dub today against their opposition Schnitzel. Congratulations to LSE Esports. They played that last set really phenomenally well. There were some moments where it looked a little uncertain, but they ended up taking the dub. That is 4 out of 6 games today. That's 2/3, 66% done. We still have 2 more games. Next up, it's going to be FA Sniggets versus SK Gaming, followed by Humble versus IDI. I will be back in about 3 minutes. I'm going to take a small break and rest myself and my voice. I'll see you in 3 minutes, chat.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am your caster, Panicast. This is match day number 4, and we have Hot Zone. We've already finished a bunch of matches, in fact, 4 of them. And now we have FA Sniggets versus SK Gaming up next. Maps are always going to be the same for these match days. It's going to be Dueling Beetles, Open Zone, followed by Ring of Fire. FA Sniggets have Cyanide, Scattered, and Yannick, who participate in different teams in the BSC. I'm not 100% sure. But SK Gaming was another squad that couldn't really measure up to the Eclipsar Blitz, as they also lost to them in monthly qualifiers as well. So that is something that needs to be mentioned. And in the monthly finals, SK Gaming bowed out in the first round, which was very unfortunate for them, as they were looking to go from strength to strength. I believe they lost to Team Electros, and we should see resurgence of SK Gaming. I don't think that SK Gaming is a team that has fallen off by any means. They are really strong, and I think they're definitely in form. With just an off day on that day against Electros, all credit to Electros as well, because they made it all the way to the monthly finals, grand finals too. But right now, the teams that we would look at are FA Sniggets and SK Gaming. I see message in chat. Hey y'all, anyone knows why is not Team Heretics there? The reason Team Heretics is not there is because they didn't qualify, I believe. And the reason Foot Esports is here is that they opted not to participate after qualifying. Anyway, the sets are going to be Dueling Beetles, Open Zone, and Ring of Fire. What game mode is next week? Honestly, I couldn't say. My bad. Yeah, I'm not sure. It is gem grab, I believe. Nope, that's wrong information. '26th is the next week. It is not decided, so I guess they're going to be doing the decisions later. But yeah, going back here, we have our draft. Hank, Mr. P, Ollie, Mr. P, Pico, Poco, and Barley being banned out. So double Mr. P ban. You know what that means, chat? 1 extra brawler up for grabs. Make sure you guys hydrate like Yannick. Lou is going to be picked up first by the side of SK Gaming. In response, Sniggets go for the B. I think both these are really good shouts. Melody is open still. And the Max too. You're going to see... Are we going to see shenanigans, or are we going to see a more conserved composition? Stu's coming out for Sniggets. That's going to be B and Stu. Brawl hockey could be a fun surprise, maybe. Frank is an option here that they could possibly go for SK Gaming, but into B, maybe not the best choice. Max is another brawler they could bring in, again, though the B slows are something to think about. Juju is going to be brought out here. I think Juju makes a lot more sense. I'm surprised we haven't seen Juju as much in the first map as... I thought that's definitely a great brawler. The win rate is also incredibly high. You have to remove the grass on the opposing side if you want to basically neutralize Juju. Kit's coming out. That is wild. It's going to be interesting to see how this kit is going to be played here. So we do see some shenanigans from SK Gaming.
I think the kick can work well if it's used defensively or even aggressively. You have to really see how it plays out. Snega's gonna go for Sprout. I think the Sprout is gonna be used to remove the grass for Juju, but Juju's gonna get a lot of value at the start of the game. It's gonna have more range than the Sprout for sure. Let's see how this plays out here. Seems like we're going to go in a game here shortly. The first game between Sniggets and SK Gaming is underway. Already at the start, we see SK Gaming actually taking a few L's here as Joker goes down, so does Yoshi. And now Ope is trying to jump in. He was trying for a Hail Mary, and that really didn't work out for them, as a Sprout wall is going to be on the mid here. But it doesn't connect the way that they want it to connect, which ensures that it can still move up into the mid here. As Joker uses his gadget to be invisible, and now Ope is able to get the kill on a Cyanide as well. Scatter the last one alive on his team. Can he make the connection on the Joker? He does not make the connection. Joker finds the kill instead. And now it is SK Gaming with control of this mid here. And along with that super on this left-hand side, it's completely locked down. Joker on the right-hand side. There is a stun for Ope. This is looking really good for SK Gaming, as now they've taken the lead. And Ope has a super, could go for Cyanide. Off to go for Yannick instead. Doesn't go for a jump wall break for Yannick, and that is Joker falling. Ope, I'm not sure what that super was, but he tried something. It didn't work out, and now it is Sniggets with control of the mid here, chat. Hypercharge being used by Cyanide here, puts it down on this left-hand side. Still gives Yoshi some room to actually move. Not able to get to the mid, but Cyanide gets taken out by Juju. Joker is able to keep his team in this game here. Yannick using Hypercharge, trying to get some value, trying to stay alive, finds a kill on a Joker with the help of Cyanide. It is a 7% lead and slowly climbing for Sniggets, and SK Gaming might just lose this first game as Ope goes in very aggressively, finds a kill here, but gets taken out, and it is just Joker alive. Oh my god, Joker's still alive. 1% difference. He needs to get the kill on a Yannick. He's trying to find it. He finds the kill on a Yannick, and SK Gaming might just win this one. No, my god, SK Gaming are able to win it with 1%. That is crazy. And Joker isn't even reacting. He's like, yeah, it's just another day at the office, bro. He's not even reacting. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words. He's not even reacting. That was crazy. That was definitely a lucky moment. We're gonna go into game number 2. Let's see if Sniggets are able to get the dub in this one. They played so well. It was so clutch from Joker. He's probably the most clutch player in the world right now. That's crazy. Jump coming in on from Ope on a Yannick. He's not able to find that value that he's looking for and doesn't get that kill. Yannick with a breakthrough. Make sure that left side is open for scattered. Obviously, you want to have an open lane if you're the B. Gadget coming in from the B as well. Ooh, stun from Ope onto Yannick. Finds the kill as well. That is huge. And now SK Gaming are back in control. They are down by 20%, so that is a great start for Sniggets, but they can't rest on their laurels. They have to move back. Ope going in once more. He gets the kill. He's able to get onto Joker. That is going to give them a lot more threatening value here. Ope goes in again, but he's not able to get onto Yannick. He's going to be taken down surely. It is a slight lead for the side of SK Gaming, but Yannick has to be very careful. He shouldn't be taken out. Yoshi's still alive. He is able to take down Yannick nonetheless. He's able to do a 1v2, and that is going to give SK Gaming an even bigger lead, with Yoshi getting his hypercharge, gets a kill on a Cyanide, and now it's up to Scattered and Yannick to pick up the slack, but they're down by 40%. It's looking like a very tall order. There is a jump from Ope. He finds a kill with the help of his teammates. Joker goes down, but he is able to find the kill onto a member of the other side. It is a 7% requirement for SK Gaming to take this dub here, and it's now a 1%. It is all over as he dipped his toe on the hot zone open, and SK Gaming take first set. Once again, Joker is not reacting. Joker is not reacting. He's like, yeah, so what? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and it's like, it's just another day at the office for Joker. Can we not have any, yeah. Anyway, that was crazy. First set was already beautiful to look at. I feel so bad for Sniggets. They played amazingly in the first one. I thought that they were going to get the dub, but those clutches from Ope and Joker, it's so beautiful to look at. I'm still reeling from their loss in the monthly finals. I feel like they could have won Electros, but it was just crazy. They're so good. I need to stop glazing. I'm gonna go into the second set. It's gonna be open zone. Anyway, I'm back, chat. We're gonna go into open zone next. Let's see what Sniggets brings to the table. I think that they play really well. They should not be sad about how that turned out. I have to say though, that one interaction where Yoshi won the 1v2 in the second game basically gave SK Gaming a huge lead. And in that first game, it was just tragedy. It was heartbreak. I feel so bad for them for losing that game. I feel like that's hard to bounce back from mentally. Like you're able to get totem to 1% away from victory for you to lose it in the last second. It just sucks. It just hurts a lot. Gotta say, that kit in the hands of Ope, so good. He knows exactly how to play that brawler at all the right moments. There are some moments where he does make some mistakes, but like overall, overwhelmingly, so good to watch him play kit. We're gonna go into our draft. We have Hank, Stu, Mr. P, Barry, Melody, and Ollie being banned out. I think these are all the usual suspects. Poco is gonna be coming out for SK Gaming. Poco opens up so many different options for them. I feel like it's already a winningest draft here. Bell is going to come out for Sniggets as a response to this Poco. And B as well. So they're completely doubling down on this long range option here. Especially without the Mr. P. It does make sense to go for a lot of the longer range brawlers because most of the snipers are single target. Or rather, all of them are single target. So, with Mr. P on the map, it would be a bad idea to go for it. Max coming out along with the Janet. Max Janet Poco. Can I have the max speed? You're gonna have the Poco with the heals and the protective tunes to remove the slow from the B and the Bell traps. The B super and the Bell traps. Pam gonna be coming out last for Sniggets. So Pam's gonna give him a lot of sustain. I don't know 100% if SK Gaming have the damage to take down the opposing side. They don't have the range for sure. So it's going to come down to execution here and the heavy reliance on Poco. SK Gaming won the first set. Sniggets have not won anything. They need to win this set if they want to force this at number 3. But SK Gaming is going to ensure, or is going to want to ensure, that they shut this down. They want to keep it at a 4-0 scoreline. They don't want it to extend any further. And Sniggets are going to try to get their first, I think, set win. I don't think they've managed to get a set win at all in this tournament so far. But all these guys, Cyanide, Scattered, Yannick, Joker, Ope, Yoshi, are going to be trying their hardest here. We go into game number 1. We're already a bit late, and it seems like SK Gaming have an overwhelming lead here. Apologize for the slow spectate here. Lots of taps coming in. Scatter gets the kill onto Joker. Complete team wipe for the side of Sniggets, as SK Gaming are all back in their spawn. Though there is a speed coming in from Joker, Ope is going to take flight here. Going to be running a little bit of interference and distraction. Where is he going to land on? He lands here. He goes in. He gets his hypercharge at the right moment here, and he should be able to get a kill. No, he doesn't. They're all still alive, which is surprising, despite the hypercharge, despite all the utilities, despite all the value that SK Gaming brought to the table. It wasn't enough, though. Now there is some speed coming in from Joker. Max trying to do something. There is some supers as well, but Joker falls, and it is over as Sniggets take game number 1 here. Very well played by Sniggets, and this was something that I was fearing for the side of SK Gaming. I felt like they didn't have the damage output to take out the composition off this FA Sniggets side. That is crazy. I really thought that the hypercharge on the Janet would work out for them. When he got the hypercharge and he cycled from his super to the hypercharge super, I really thought that they were going to come out on top. Once again, we have some issues with the spectate, and I apologize for that, chat. So we are going to be missing out maybe on a few seconds, it seems like. So that is we missed out on like half a minute. That's fine. Sniggets versus SK Gaming. Sniggets took the first game of the second set, which is what they wanted. Ooh, marks by Cyanide not really hitting. As Ope going to go very aggressively. He should be able to find that kill on a Cyanide if he's able to find him, but nope. Cyanide just a little too sneaky for Ope, and speed coming in from Joker finds a speed on both Ope and Yoshi. Yannick in the mid. Cyanide falls. So does Yoshi, though, on the other side, as Ope did take flight. Can he find the kill on the Scattered? He tries. He does find it. Gets taken out himself. And now the mid is controlled by the side of Sniggets, with Cyanide coming back here. Hypercharge super being used by Joker, as OP takes flight with a hypercharge as well. They take out the turret. He goes for Cyanide. Can he find the kill on the Cyanide? He does. And now Yannick is the only one alive on his team, but he's still, think about Pam right in the mid. Should be able to get some value, but gets taken out here at the end. It's not looking that good for Sniggets, as there is more Joker speed here. Joker on the max is just a delight to watch. Ope has his super once more and is not able to connect anything. Yoshi gets taken out by Scattered. Cyanide finds... No, Cyanide gets killed by Ope, and Ope finds the kill on Yannick, and on to Scattered. It's a complete team wipe by Ope himself on a one-man mission on a tear. And now we're going to go into this possibly last game here, as Joker flexes his SK Gaming T, and that was just beautiful for watch from Ope. Oh my god. Gonna go into the last game of this set here. SK Gaming on match points. Sniggets desperately need this win to get their first set win here today. And Ope has to move back here. Just took a little bit too much of damage. Another few licks and Scatter takes Ope down. Mark has not been found yet, but lots of bounce shots. His bell's been working out pretty well right now for the side of Sniggets as they have a 28-0 lead here. Slow not finding his mark on the Joker despite him being there for so long. But it is still a 41% lead to Sniggets. SK Gaming not even able to get on the point. They aren't even off the mark yet, which is crazy. Super coming in from Cyanide finds a lot of value on the Joker, but those heals from Yoshi are on point, keeping Joker alive. Speed is going to be key coming in from Joker. Ope going to be taking flight here. He should try to find some value onto Cyanide. Cyanide is like the biggest member for them to take out here. Cyanide goes in, finds the hypercharge, finds the value here. Joker is still going to be in the mid. He has a super, he has a hypercharge super. He goes in, finds it. Ope is going to be taking flight with his hypercharge, and now S Gaming are back to the fore here. They are trying to find some value. Scatter gets taken out. Yannick is going to be following next, as does Cyanide. Is complete team wipe. Sniggets taken off the face of the map. It is now SK Gaming in the mid. They have complete control, and it's looking really good for them in this scenario, as a lot of shots being placed on a Joker by Scattered, but he uses the phase shifter to get out of there, not getting the bounce shots on his teammates as well. Just beautiful work by the Joker. On the left-hand side, though, Cyanide finally finds a victory over his opposition, Ope, and now goes in onto Joker on this mid side. He finds a kill as well, connects it, and Ope is going to be taking flight here. Can he find any value whatsoever? Doesn't seem to be the case. He's trying to take down the turret and gets taken down himself instead. Hypercharge being used by Yoshi. Joker as well in the mid. It is 97%, and just like that, it's actually Sniggets winning this set and forcing a set number 3 against SK Gaming. That was crazy, chat. I did not expect it to go that well for Sniggets. Like, congratulations to Sniggets over there. They definitely deserve that set win. We're gonna go to the Ring of Fire next, and I don't know. I really like the way Sniggets played that second set. I felt that with Mama Pam, the sustain that Sniggets has was a bit too much for the composition of SK Gaming to handle. I feel like they had the right idea in the second game, but somehow Sniggets were able to redouble and come back and figure out what they needed to do to ensure that they locked down this SK Gaming side. We're going to go into set number 3 to see how this one does pan out in the end. But if you've liked the stream so far, make sure you like it. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. And if you're buying anything from any of their Supercell games, make sure to use code PAN in the shop. New game coming out. A new game has been released, which is global, which is Moko. So if you haven't already played it, give it a try. I have the QR code for the access to the game on my Twitter, so make sure you guys do that. Enough of all of that promotion. We're gonna go back into the actual esports side of things here. Ring of Fire, 3rd time today. Thick Mama Pam. She was just so good. Pan glazing Pam. I can't help it. I mean, that was such a well played, well drafted Pam pick. I just gave them so much of bulk that they just couldn't compete. But I feel like SK had to play that perfect for it to really work out, and it didn't work out for them. But I think that's just like that just goes along with the territory of esports, right? You do a lot of stress testing your compositions and your meta picks, and I feel like SK Gaming have the luxury right now to stress test because they got all the wins in the previous match days, so they have a little bit of breathing room. So it's not surprising to see them trying out something a little bit more experimental. I wouldn't say it's experimental per se, but I felt like they didn't have all the damage that they needed. The Jet was a great pick, but maybe too many early picks may not be the best option. I don't know what I'm saying, chat. I just be saying stuff. Regardless, we're going to go into Ring of Fire next. Bell, Stu, Melody, Poco, Barry, Hank are the highest picked brawlers Bell specifically is picked. Bell and Stu specifically are picked twice as much as the rest of the other brawlers combined. It's kind of crazy. We're gonna go into our draft here. Mr. P is gonna be picked up first by the side of Sniggets, and SK Gaming and Sniggets have banned out Melodies, Juju, Poco, Ollie, Hank, and Poco. So like I said, double Poco ban, double any ban means that you get one extra brawler for each double ban that exists. So Mr. P is gonna be picked up first. Bell's gonna be taken up by SK Gaming on the other side. We still have Draco and Kenji. I feel like Ope is going to play Kenji. I just feel like it's in my bones that it's going to be a thing. Stu is open, so that's a possibility. They go for Lou. Lou's really good. It has a pretty high win rate, 70% in the scrims that it was picked up in. That's really good. You can just put down the rink right under the hot zone and make it impossible, really, to go up into the hot zone. It's a huge hazard. And the hypercharge just completely shuts down teams if they're grouped up. B is going to be brought out. You can't go wrong with B here. Have long range. Similar win rate to Bell. And with a hypercharge as well, it can shut down the Bell pretty effectively too. Only Joker is playing in their official jersey. Maybe. I do want to get one of those jerseys. They look really good. But the shipping costs from Europe are too much. I would like one jersey though. That would be awesome. I'm a big fan of SK Gaming. I think that this year SK Gaming is my team that I'm like fangirling over. And Experian NXT from EMEA. Just something about that team is just very interesting to me. Anyway, Stu and Penny. Penny's going to be the last pick for SK Gaming. Buy a Humble jersey instead. I also want to get a Humble jersey. Thing is, I want to get all the jerseys. I need to make some money. I need to make some cheddar, chat. I would never wear a gaming jersey. I would, but it's just that I'm so fat that I can't. Anyway, back to what we have to talk about, which is going to be the match here. It's going to go to the third set. So this is the third and final set. Sniggets have control of the mid at the start. Joker getting out marksman at the start here, at least by Cyanide. Cyanide actually dodging really well, reminding me of Brawl Styler a little bit. Oh wow, lots of dodges, but at the end a flurry of shots takes him out as Joker is able to connect those. Yannick going against Joker. And on the left hand side, Yoshi gets taken out by Scattered, which is huge for the side of Sniggets, as they have a huge lead already, a 31% lead here, which is going to slowly keep increasing. And Joker uses his super on a nothing, which is unfortunate there. There is finally the Mr. P Porter on this back line here. Yoshi trying to desperately get his super. Oh, he has his super. He wants to get a hypercharged super, sorry. Because those are both winning conditions for both teams here. Yoshi going very aggressively. Should be able to get Scattered. No, he doesn't. He falls by the wayside instead. And Cyanide, though, getting killed by Yoshi's turret. Joker has a hypercharge. He does use it. Doesn't find any connection from his super because he didn't have it. But he found a lot of value, though, nonetheless. Scattered on this left-hand side. Not able to get his super just yet. Yoshi's not even in the bush, so he's marking down somebody who's not even there so far. Oh, it's just a battle of the turrets right now. The turret with the rude Lou, sorry, with the rude loose ice strength just makes it so hard for Sniggets to get back on the point. So despite having a huge lead at the start, 30%, it has been cut down now to almost parity here, chat. Ooh, this is a very close game, back and forth and back again. Ope has a super, just waiting for somebody to come in. Hypercharge, finds it on the Yannick. Yannick gets taken out with a well-timed connection from both Ope and Joker. And that team play really came out clutch here. Cyanide still alive. Scattered finally gets his hypercharge turret and places it very aggressively, in fact. And actually, this might just be the huge win condition that Sniggets are looking for, as there is a super from Yoshi, and he has a hypercharge which he can place down just now. And Yannick is going on this right-hand side. Mr. P turret is going to be preoccupied, but oh no, the turret from Penny has taken out instead. Joker's on the mid. He's claiming every little percentage that he can. He finds a trade also. Yannick goes down. Ope and Yoshi are going to be able to claim this mid. A small lead is all that they have right now. Mr. Pete Porter coming online, but Ope is on the point, and that's going to be SK Gaming taking game number 1, and that is match point for them as well. Congratulations, but it is match point. There still is one more game. Sniggets, can they force a game number 3? Can they force a double match point against SK Gaming? It's certainly going to be difficult. It really came down to the wire, and a little bit of luck, a lot of skill was involved in those sets of interactions. Maybe it might fare better for FA Sniggets here, or SK Gaming might just clean up the way they play as we go into the second game of this third set. Already at the start, SK Gaming have claimed 18% against Sniggets. The Sniggets have responded in kind. So far, no turrets on either side. But Cyanide and Scattered have to be careful that they don't feed the opposing Penny, because that's going to be very difficult for them to come back from. Ope going to get pressured by Yannick. Can Yannick find the last shot? No, he's not able to do so. But Yoshi finds his turret. That's what they need. And it's in a very aggressive position as well. And just like that, SK Gaming are going to get a lot more control of this mid just by that turret existing on the map. As Joker gets taken out by Yannick, that's going to be huge here. And Scattered finally gets his own turret, has dispatched the turret of Yoshi, and now it's looking much better for FA Sniggets. Though Scattered walk into Yoshi for no reason, and I think that might cost them the game here as Yannick gets taken out and and Ope is really pressuring Scattered in the mid. That was probably not the best decision here. Huge hypercharge coming in. Yannick gets marked as well. Joker is so aggressive, finding a lot of these connections as well. Turret on this left-hand side, so aggressively positioned by the SK Gaming side, and it's looking like they're just going from strength to strength. I don't really think that the Sniggets side have an answer to what SK Gaming are bringing to this table, as Scatter doesn't even have his hypercharge yet. Gets taken out once more. Hypercharge by Yannick. He has really low ping. He's going for it, but it is a little too late. It's over, and that's all she wrote as SK Gaming. Take this game and take this set and this fixture. Congratulations to SK Gaming. Commiserations to the side of FA Sniggets. FA Sniggets, though, I have to say, you guys played really well, all things considered. It's not meant to be today, but maybe the next match day might be one where your luck gets changed for the better. Have to say, I just love the way SK Gaming plays. It's so attractive to look at. Anyway, we have finished 5 of our 6 matches today. We have our last match of the day featuring the world champions Humble facing off against IDI. And that's going to be after a break of 3 minutes. So I'll see you guys in 3.5 minutes, chat.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GKR 2025 EMEA Brawl Stars circuit. I am your host, Panicast. We have an amazing match up for you next, featuring the world champions Humble, followed by versus IDI. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream today so far. Thank you once again to GKR EMEA Brawl Stars circuit to actually organize and set up everything, and with the good production that they have. I appreciate it a lot, and you guys, chat, for showing up. I really appreciate that as well. If you haven't started playing Supercell's new game Moko, make sure you guys do play Moko. There are QR codes all over the internet. Check out hashtag join Moko, and you'll find some content creator who has the QR code up there if you're looking to try out what Moko is all about. And if you're looking to buy anything in game on any of the games actually of Supercell, make sure you use code PAN in the Brawl Stars or any of the Supercell shops. I would appreciate it a lot. It would help me a lot out. It will help me out a lot. I can't even words, Chad. This is my job, and I can't even words. Anyway, we're gonna go into our match between Humble and IDI. Humble, there are the World Finals winners of 2020. They didn't happen to win the first monthly finals. They lost to SK Gaming. And the second one, they had no problems actually getting to the monthly finals. They had flawless sets all the way, including beating Reverso in the first quarterfinals 3-0. But they ended up getting swept by Eclipsar Esports in a clean sweep in the semifinals of the EMEA monthly finals. So that was unfortunate for them. But to their credit, Eclipsar has beaten every single esport team from EMEA in the past month in a very dominant fashion, and also won the monthly finals, grand finals, which is like obviously very hectic. So I think that Humble definitely hasn't fallen off. If anything, other teams have gotten better, I guess, in the recent past. So we're gonna go into our match here. IDI have Mikus, Gyro, and Bobik. Bobik the legend with the camera all weird. With the camera all horizontal and landscape instead of portrait. Say hi to your panda plush for me. If you guys want to see the panda plush, I have it right here. I mean, what's this? There's a Pancham. 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 Then I have that panda plush there. 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 Yeah. There. Anyway, we're going to go into our draft with Semantic. Semantic's laughing, very gleeful. Guess he's heard something funny in the chat. Anyway, our bans for dueling beetles are in. They are Griff, Mr. PB, Mr. P, Max, and Ollie. Okay, Semantic is having a really good time here. Look at him laughing. I'm so happy for him. Hey, Poke's gonna be picked up first for Humble. IDI going to go for the Hank pick. Ooh. Oh, dude, I really want to know what Semantic's laughing about. It's nice when you see people smiling and, you know, having a good time. Also, the boss glow up needs to be talked about more. Bobik, Mikus, and Gyro. Do you think LC will win the GKR leagues? I don't know. It's possible, but we have to see the leaderboards after the round robins are done. Stu's gonna be picked up along with the Hank for IDI, Frank for Humble. I think Max might be Max Poco Frank, or they might just go for Juju or something like that. Maybe they don't want to risk it, or maybe they go for Gray instead. Wait, why is Semantic looking at Cam like that? When he looks at Cam like that, it reminds me of the monthly finals screenshot that people took. I heard he's sick in chat. I hope he's doing better. It looks like he's doing better. And Lou's going to be picked up last by Humble. I like the Lou pick. So they have Poco, they have Frank, they have Lou. They can shut down a lot of things. Just need to ensure that they don't break open too many walls. Otherwise, I don't know how that's going to fare for Frank.
Barley's gonna be picked up last, right? Yeah. I like this Barley pick. On this map, it makes sense, but how do you shut down Frank? How do you shut down Lou? It's gonna be hard. We're gonna go to game number 1 between Humble and IDI. Semantic is gonna be walking into the mid here, as he should as a Frank. How did Boss already get his super? How did he get his super back already? Boss is a crazy person, man. It's crazy. He has another super he's already placed down, and Mikus is going to be taking a lot of shots. They've opened up the left-hand side, which Gyro is open. It's going to make it an open lane for him, but can he get the value he's looking for? As the kill is confirmed onto... What? Boss just killed both of them, and he got taken out himself. There was a hypercharged super as well by Boss. Stunned 2 people on the other side. Gyro going in. He uses his hypercharge, waits for Frank to be taken out, finds a kill onto Luki, and Mikus is able to stay on the mid here. Boss is still dodging so many of these shots. He finds another shot. How is he still alive, Boss? Semantic finds another kill. He breaks open the wall, and that's going to give Boss an even bigger line of sight here, as a hypercharge being used by the Barley just to make sure that they aren't on the hot zone for too long. Miku's using a hypercharge here. Oh, he gets stunned, and that is not looking good for them at all. Oh, a big super for Mikus, but that's not going to be enough, as Humble are in a tear. They have a 50% lead, and it's basically over. Game number 1 goes to Humble, and IDI know it. This is chaotic. It is pretty chaotic. This is why this team is won World Finals. They're crazy. Gonna go into the second game here between Humble and IDI. Boss is just a chill guy. Mikus is able to land those shots on a Semantic. He needs to keep doing that. Semantic's gonna be able to get the kill here. Nope. But Mikus actually finds the trade that he's looking for. He's gonna be low and has to regen, or suffer the consequence of losing a lot more control for his team. As Luki should be taken out, he gets taken out by Mabo. Hypercharge being used by Frank, but he gets taken out. Oh my god, Mikus is able to find the kill. Holy, that was huge. He was able to shut down the entirety of Humble with that hypercharge being used by Luki to push and pressure. Semantic pops his gadget, not able to get the range that he's looking for. Miku's going in once more, finds a hypercharge. Oh, Semantic is able to get the stun here. No, Mikus gets the worst deal in that engage here. Semantic hypercharge to his name. And with a 40% lead, looking quite comfortable for Humble. Semantic is hypercharge, finds the stun, does get taken out, but breaks open the wall, which gives Boss a little bit more of an open line of sight here. Gyro has a hypercharge, and it finally gets exhausted. Not getting that value he's looking for. Puts down his speed zone. Ooh, double stun coming out from Boss with the hypercharge. Mikus in a bad situation. He is not having fun, chat, as Mabo uses a hypercharge to clear out the mid, and he does exactly that. And it is a 30% deficit for the side of EDI, as Humble still have to make their way back onto the point to win this. Miku still gets stunned once more, gets taken out. Ooh, Miku's not having a good time at all. Frank hypercharge comes in as well. Mabo is caught in a rock, between a rock and a hard place. Miku is with the hypercharge, but it's a bit too late, as Humble take the first set. Semantic 1v1. Ooh. I'm sure he wanted to show us the scoreline, but the overlay actually didn't show us Boss's scoreline. Next time you gotta put it a bit higher, Semantic. We're defining brackets. It's not bracket right now. It's a round robin. We're gonna go into our second set, which is gonna be open zone. Humble won the first set, first 2 games as well. Open zone, Melody, Janet, B, Byron, Lou, Meeple, and Hank are the most used picks, with the win rate being highest for Carl and Hank and Lou and Poco. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Poco being banned along with the Hank. Maybe the Lou might be picked up here. We've got to see what they decide to go with. Okay, we're gonna go into our draft here between Humble and IDI. Meeple, Griff, B, Mr. P, Lou, and Stu are the brawlers being banned out here. With Poco going to be the first pick. Not surprising. It has an 80% win rate on this map. Hank is an option. It's open. I think that they need to take the Hank to deny the Poco the Hank pick, because Poco Hank is just scared crazy. Max coming out. Please, Hank. Otherwise, it's scary. I don't know, but I think that a Hank pick makes a lot of sense for the Max. It makes sense for the Poco as well, but you want to deny the Poco, the team in the Poco competition to get the Hank. I might be wrong though. We have a Colette coming out, which means that they're expecting more tanky options from Humble. I'm surprised they didn't take the bait. I feel like that is like a good bait and switch. One of the comments in the chat is, it's just crazy how many times you need to get destroyed by Frank from Semantic just to ban it. Anyway, Melody's coming out along with the Crow. That is interesting. I mean, Hank is open and the team's decided not to go for Hank. Especially since Hank does synergize well with a lot of different brawlers here. So Crow, Melody, so they have slow, they have anti-heal, they have heal, they have out and out burst damage with the Melody. On the other side, they have speed, they have a little bit of sustain with the Colette, they have the ability to push back people as well. And they go for Bell. I think that Bell makes sense. But the amount of healing that Poco and the anti-heal from Crow, I think outclasses the composition from IDI. I could be wrong, but I just feel like it's gonna be a uphill battle for IDI. They have to play almost perfectly to win this one. Okay, we're gonna go into game number 1 of the second set between Humble and IDI. Semantic going in very aggressively on a Mabo on the right-hand side already. And good control from Humble right from the very beginning. As Luki goes in from the get-go, he's able to get 1 kill, not able to find the one onto the gyro as well, but has sufficiently pushed him back that control is completely on the side of Humble. They are up 34% with the control. That's an effective lead up like 30-40 more percent. As Luki goes in once more, finds a kill on his gyro, looking to find something onto Mabo as well. Pops his gadget, finds another on Amika's. Oh my god, Luki crazy. He's tossing out the cool pin. That was beautiful to look at. Speed from the max allows Idea to be a little bit more aggressive. Zemetic jumping into nobody in that situation. Gets to get out as well. Hypercharge onto Luki as Miku gets the kill there. And now Control has swapped to Humble. Sorry, to IDI as Humble take a lot of losses. Hypercharge being popped by Gyros. Not sure why he didn't go closer to Miku's to allow him to get the Hypercharge super. As anyway, Luki goes in once more, finds one kill, is able to find another on Amiku's as he does, down to 79 HP. So close to dying, but narrowly survives because of the Hypercharge heal from Boss. And that's going to be game number 1 off the second set and match point for the side of Humble. Beautifully played. That was crazy. Luki, oh my god, masterclass on that melody. Wasn't even pressured the entire time. Gonna go in the second game. Might be the last game. It is, in fact, the match point for the side of Humble. Humble win this one. It is all over for today. Humble still playing very, very clean. Gyros tossing out the Protesto. All the Protestos in the world aren't going to do much if you can't get the dub. And he goes down. Taps from Miku's, though, making their way onto Semantic. But Boss is able to heal them up right back to full pretty successfully, as there is some speed from Gyro and his entire team. There is a kill on a Semantic as well, and Luki falls by the wayside. Boss the last one alive on his team, and he gets taken out as well. So complete team wipe from the side of EDI, and that gives them a fighting chance. They are down by about 15%, but with this control, they are in a very good spot. Big super being used by Miku's. That Hypercharge allows them to mark down Semantic. Semantic gets taken down, but Control has swapped a little bit here. Gyro's trying to aggressively face shifter into Luki. Finds the kill, though, is Miku's. And wow, IDI really coming back in their own here. Misses from Miku's, though. Might cost them. There is a kill onto Boss. Semantic has a Hypercharge. Goes in on Miku's. Goes in on Mabo. Finds a double kill. And that is going to give Humble all the control in the world with a lead of about 40%. Oh, sorry, 30%. And climbing fast. There is Hypercharges coming in left and right from the EDI side. They are able to dispatch through. They are able to get a complete team wipe. And again, Control has swapped just like that with one Hypercharge play. Luki has a Hypercharge to his name, so could use it. Speed coming in. There is a Hypercharge by Miku. He finds this mark on the Boss. Lots of taps, and suddenly it looks like EDI have woken up. Semantic going in. He finds the kill. There's another kill though on the other side. Luki going in very aggressively with his super. Oh my god. The Hypercharge Luki has given and delivered Humble the dub. And Humble take the set, take this game, take this victory, and beat IDI in 2 straight sets. Beautifully played by Luki. Beautifully played by the entirety of the team of Humble. Have to say, though, congratulations to Humble, but have to say, well played by Miku's, Jara, and Bobik. They were up. It was a David versus Goliath story, but unfortunately in this case, David did not come out on top. It was definitely a very difficult proposition for them to win it, but they played really well. Congratulations, though, to Humble as they progress onwards to the next match day. And this is what we have. This is the progress so far. Experian NXT lost to Papara Supermassive 0-2. Reply Totem won against Reverso 2-0. Eclipse Our Esports won against Dark Eagles 2-1. In a double match point, mind you, that was a very close game. Followed by that, we had LC Esport winning against Schnitzel 2-1. FA Sniggers versus SK Gaming. That was also uncharacteristically close. It went to a double match point there as well. And finally, we had the last match, which was Humble winning it against the side of IDI. The next match day, we're going to have these matches, which is Reverso versus Experian, Dark Eagles versus Schnitzel, Sniggers versus Humble, IDI versus SK Gaming, LC Esports versus Eclipse Our Esports, and Papara Supermassive versus Reply Totem. So we're going to have a repeat match of IDI versus SK Gaming. Papara Supermassive Reply Totem seems to be the game to look at, and it's going to be on Knockout. Thank you to our sponsor, Smilke. Thank you to our sponsor, Smilke, for supporting this tournament, and Supercell as well for supporting GKR to help put this on. Thank you to GKR for all the production and all the value that they bring to the scene, allowing tournaments to happen in the third-party tournaments in the scene, and obviously allowing these esports players to flex and show us how good they actually are. Thank you to each and every one of you guys for showing up today. I appreciate each and every one of you, because without you guys, the viewers, what's the point of even having esports, right? So thank you everybody for showing up. I really appreciate it. If you like the stream, subscribe to me on YouTube, subscribe to me on Twitch. I would appreciate it greatly. Make sure to use code PEN in any of the Supercell games if you are making real money purchases. I would appreciate that greatly. And I will see you next week for match day number 5, where we're going to do knockout on GKR EMEA Brawl Stars circuit. Till then, I am Panicast, and I'll see you next time. I gotta find somebody to raid though. Let's raid this person. Okay, raid. Oh, target channel disable raids. Oh, Steel BS. Guys, join up in the raid to steal. Make sure you join up in the raid to steal. And give him all the love. Make sure you guys follow him and subscribe or whatever. Once again, thank you everybody for showing up. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next match day, which is going to be a week from now.